Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world-famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are Young.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up and coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Just remember, if Ultramorland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We welcome you back to Sykeston Fieldhouse, night number 3 of the 2023 SEMO Conference Tournament. Just moments away, we welcome you back to our humble abode here, stateside at the Fieldhouse. The Nutrient Ag pregame report. Joe Northern with you. Jim Riker, Bobby Alford coming up in just a moment. Get you caught up on some of the action last night here at the arena, an exciting opening round play, and help you set the storylines for tonight's consolation doubleheader. First game of the evening, Jackson and Poplar Bluff was indeed maybe one of the best games of the tournament so far. Lead changes the entire time, and a late three-point shot from Jackson star Braden Toma helped send it to overtime, knotted up at 39 apiece, but Poplar Bluff sneaking in with a late three-pointer of their own from Brendan Durden helped propel the Mules to a 49-45 victory. So Poplar Bluff will be taking on the winner of the game that followed after that, Sykeston and Kennett, and Sykeston just put on an absolute clinic against the Indians last night, 90-37. Dontrez Williams, 19 points. Tristan Wiggins putting up 18, and PJ Farmer in his Bulldog debut with 11 points on the night. Meanwhile, for the Indians, they did get some benefits off the bench, especially from Ashton Desmukes, put up 15 points in the final count in the effort against the Bulldogs. So that sets up one of our consolation semifinals coming up in just a moment between Jackson and Kennett. And then coming up a little bit later tonight, following that game, is Notre Dame, who got the win over Dexter last night, 60-46, thanks to a lot of three-point shooting and defense coming in from Logan Londaway. Again, just great pressure coming in from the Bulldogs, which really took advantage of the three-point arc. I believe, 8 three-pointers for the Bulldogs last night. Dexter also had a great pressure in the three-point arc, but it was too little too late for the Bearcats. Their run in the tournament is over. But now we take a look at these consolation matchups tonight. Jackson and Kennett. Jackson, a team that is just trying to battle back after a tough overtime loss against Poplar Bluff. Kennett looking for anything but to try to stay in this, anything but a close loss last night, I should say, to try to stay in this tournament and make it to their first consolation final in tournament history. Meanwhile, for our later game coming up tonight, Notre Dame and Charleston, a rematch of these two teams playing exactly 5 days ago, where Charleston got the best of the Bulldogs at Notre Dame, 66-44, I believe was the final on that one. So again, a rematch of 5 days ago coming up in a little over an hour and a half, if not maybe more, because who knows what can happen on either side of the bracket. Jackson and Kennett will be coming up shortly, as we'll send it up to our announcers, Jim Riker and Bobby Alford. They'll have the call for the games coming up tonight. And coming up at halftime, I'll have an interview with Sykeston head coach Greg Hollifield, talk about his team's performance against Kennett last night and what to expect against Poplar Bluff tomorrow. But in the meantime, enjoy Jackson and Kennett consolation semifinal number 1 here at the 2023 SEMO Conference Tournament. Enjoy it here on Aycorp Sports.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Good evening and welcome to the broadcast booth for Night 3 of the SEMO Conference Basketball Tournament from the Sykeston Fieldhouse here on Aycorp Sports. I'm Jim Riker alongside Bobby Alford, and we've got 2 games in the consolation round tonight, starting with the number 8 Kennett Indians and number 4 Jackson Indians. This game's brought to you by the law firm of Todd & Atwell, LLP. If you need legal representation from a law firm that cares about you, call Todd & Atwell. Attorneys Darren Todd and Lee Atwell have many years of experience in both criminal and civil matters, including personal injury, workers' comp, Social Security disability, bankruptcy, and more. Give them a call at 573-888-9877 or check them out at toddatwell.com. So, Bobby, the 2 really different, these teams come from 2 different spots tonight. Jackson last night lost in overtime to Poplar Bluff in their first-round game. Kennett, after winning the play-in game against Dexter on Monday, were rewarded with having to play Sykeston last night, and it was on the losing end of a very lopsided score. So they've really got to try to both these teams have to regroup for different reasons.
And I think the mental part of how they'll have to regroup is much different as well. You know, Kennett coming off that game, it's a blowout. When you have a blowout game, a lot of times you just say, hey, put this game behind you, let's move on to the next one. No big deal. It happened. Let's just move on. Jackson's coming off a little heartbreaker. So, you play an emotional game like that, and now you're the 4 seed and you're a school the size of Jackson. You feel like, hey, I should be looking toward a championship, playing on Thursday night, hoping to get to Friday night in the big game there. But here they are now, dropped to the losers bracket. So it's a different kind of focus. And, I think it will be a different game for Jackson tonight. Judd Toma, I think, who is their best shooter on the floor probably right now on this team with Harris out, he will have a better game tonight. He didn't have the game shooting the ball first night. I think he rebounds in a nice game tonight. And I think the big guys down low, Stutzman and Holman, they'll play key to this game tonight in rebounding. The one I want to see really step up is Lee Ivey. He's got to find the dog in him. I didn't feel like he played with a dog in him a little bit the other night. Aggressively on the boards and defense. Look, this is a big guy down there. I mean, big size. He needs to play stronger for them down low and kind of set the tone for how he's going to play for the rest of the season. For Kennett, they shot the ball well. Wilson out there, he's been shooting a 3 very well. I think he'll get more of those tonight as he continues to develop as a basketball player. Demukes, I think it's going to be a little tougher driving in against the size of the Indians just because of the length they have can disrupt that. But the area that's going to hurt Kennett tonight is going to be the rebounding side. They've been out-rebounded very drastically in both games. They got out-rebounded by a young Dexter team. They got whipped on the boards last night by Sykeston. Look, I think it's going to be the same thing tonight with the Indians. They're just too big. Kennett doesn't have the size. Give me Jackson in this one tonight.
Yeah, that will be a big difference, no question. The size is a huge difference. We are getting ready for the national anthem, so we're going to take a break here, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups and the play-by-play on this first consolation semifinal here in a few moments on the Aycorp Sports Network.
Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved one.
We are back at the Sykeston Fieldhouse. This is the first semifinal in the consolation bracket tonight. It's the Jackson Indians and the Kennett Indians. Jackson will be the visitor on the scoreboard, and their starting lineup will go like this. Number 1, Braden Toma, a 5'11 senior. Number 4, a 6'6 junior, Cole Deck. A 6'3 senior, number 12, Keegan Stutzman. A 6'5 senior, number 14, Judd Toma. And number 22, a 6'5 senior, Gavin Holdman, number 22. Jackson is coached by Corey Toma. For the Kennett Indians in their white trimmed in gold, will go like this. Number 10, Kazarian Taylor, a 5'9 senior. Number 14, a 6-foot senior, Ashton Williams. Number 22, a 6'1 senior, Chris Jefferson. A 6-foot senior, number 24, Caden Taylor. And a 5'9 junior, an all-district player from last year, number 25, Deshaun Wilson. And Bobby, the name that stands out not being out there, of course, is Blaine Harris of the Indians from Jackson. He was hurt in the football season. He's still got an arm in a sling, I noticed over there. So he's out for a little while longer, and they could use him because he's an outstanding shooter.
Yeah, great shooter, great floor vision, great passer. Just a really good player, which is kind of transforming Jackson right now. Who are they? Who can step up and do what? They're really still trying to find their identity and hadn't had that much practice as a team together with football dragging on so long. So here we go.
So Jackson with the basketball on the tip. Toma with it out top. Kicks it off to Deck on the left side. He takes it down the baseline, goes up and good. Easy basket there for Cole Deck, and it's 2-0. Jackson in the lead.
Yeah, right away they're taking advantage of some of the size difference and drove that baseline very well.
Jackson in a man-to-man to start. Kennett with the basketball. Taylor with it. Tries to get it inside. Knocked away, but recovered there by Taylor. Drives down the lane. Nice dish to Williams, but threw his hands out of bounds. Turnover will go back to Jackson.
Yeah, right there. Ashton Williams, he saw it. He switched sides of the lane. He might have needed to get a step farther and give him a little bit more spacing right there to get that pass in because that come in a little hot to him.
Getting it in a man-to-man here. Out top, that is Stutzman. Holdman kicks it over to Braden Toma. Nice drive in the lane. Shot is no good. Rebound by the Indians of Kennett, but off of them will belong to Jackson. Jed Toma a little out of control on that shot.
Yeah, he had a chance. Closer he got to the rim to put up a little bit better shot than he did there. Look for him to clean that up a little bit this game.
This is Judd Toma, a little spin move in the lane, then kicks it out. Nice kick out to Stutzman, up, off the mark, no good. Rebound by the Indians. Jackson had a little trouble shooting the ball last night. Zakarian Taylor to the basket, up, misses the layup, no good. Rebound by Holdman. Quickly up is Toma. Puts it on the floor, up, jump shot off the glass, and good. Gavin Holdman with two. He's got two, and then it's 4-0 Jackson.
Jim, smart young man. He's using the backboard and the glass to help that shot right there. So many kids want to swish it, and he just made a smart play up off the glass.
Taylor pulls it out. Kennett's going to want to slow this ball game down if at all possible. I think Ashton Williams kicks it back, and it's blocked inside by Holdman, and that's the problem Kennett's going to have, Bobby. That size, 6'5", 6'5", 6'3", in there is going to be a problem for him.
Yeah, Kennett, the first night we watched them against Dexter, they like to drive the baseline some. I believe it's Taylor maybe driving the baseline, going up with the shot. That's going to be a lot tougher shot in there against this size tonight.
Steal, Braden Toma ahead with it. Kicks it off, nice kickoff, up and good by Cole Deck. Nice feed there by Toma, and it's 6-0 Jackson. Just 2 minutes in the ball game.
Deck, luckily he didn't get a goaltend on that. He actually touched the rim before the ball went through the basket there.
Actually, Williams up, no good for the Kennett Indians. Rebound taken down by Deck. And ahead quickly to Toma. He's going to go up to the basket. He's going to get it blocked there. And then he was out of bounds and came back in, the first one to touch it, so it will go back to Kennett. I keep wanting to say the Indians, but that won't do much good since they're both the Indians. So,
well, hey, you can't get it wrong.
I can't get it wrong. That is true. That is very true. Caden Taylor set to trigger the inbounds for Kennett, and that'll go off to Deshaun Wilson, 5'9" junior with the basketball. He was our leading scorer Monday night. Of course, they ran into that buzzsaw of Sykeston last night. Taylor drives to the basket. He will be fouled, and he will go to the line to shoot two. That's going to go on Stutzman, his first, team foul number one.
You know, Taylor's kind of identifying himself as a person who wants to go to the rim, but he's going to find a lot of trouble getting there at his size versus Jackson tonight. He did it well against Dexter, and he used his speed to do that, but it's going to be a different story for him tonight.
Yeah, at 5'9", he's given up about 9 inches in there, so that's pretty tough. Second free throw is good. So Kennett gets on the board. Ashton Desmukes that checks in for the Kennett Indians, the 6'1" sophomore. Jackson walks it up the floor. 5:25 to go in the first. They lead 6-1. Wide open lane. He's going to take advantage of it again. Nice dish off, up and no good. Tip back up, no good. Taken down by Jackson. A little contact in there, no call. Deck takes it in once again, up and good. Cole Deck, the 6'6" junior, to the basket, up and good.
So that is really good offensive movement right there by Jackson on that series.
Deshaun Wilson, a long three off the mark, no good. Rebound run down by Holdman. To Toma and ahead to Deck. Puts it on the floor, kicks it back to Toma. Long three up off the mark, no good, but a great putback right there. That's Keegan Stutzman with a nice putback. A timeout by the Kennett Indians. And it is 30-second timeout, 10-1 Jackson, and they've just really had their way offensively, Bobby.
Offensively, and there, offensive rebound again, put back in the score. A couple of tips like that. Kennett's got to block out better. Look, when you're an undersized team, you've got to put a butt to the gut and block out. And right now, the Kennett's just not doing that in any game we've had so far this season. That's an area they've got to identify and get better and work on every day.
And especially when you're small like they are, size-wise, not very tall, you really have to have better form, don't you? And, and
no doubt. Because when you're straight up, and so is a kid from Jackson, well, his length can just tip that ball back to him, and he wins that battle every time, and it's not a foul. They've just really got to be mindful of that every single day.
Kennett with the basketball. They trail by 9 here in the first quarter, 10-1. Jackson shooting the ball better than they did last night for sure. Taylor kicks it, right, and inside to Williams. Good head fake. He goes up off the glass, misses the shot though. Rebound taken down by Holdman. Out to Judd Toma. Nice kick in the corner to Deck. Spin move, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Sure did he drop that shoulder just a little bit, Bobby.
And Deck had Braden Toma out there wide open to kick it out for the 3.
Good job, too, by Ashton Williams to get set up there. Deshaun Williams checks back in, and Zakarian Taylor checks out for the Kennett Indians. Coach Garman doing a little coaching and teaching on the sideline there.
One thing I saw with Deck there, he is wanting to shoot the basketball, and I like that because right now they need somebody to do that without Blaine Harris. Identify his that guy, but right there use your vision and know where you're at on the floor. Don't pick up that foul.
Kennett with a little bit of a weave here against the zone for man-to-man, for Jackson. Deshaun Wilson to the rim up and good. Gets it to go. Toma quickly down the floor. Jackson wanting to push it up. They kick it out to Holdman. And then it's knocked away. Judd Toma with it. Big senior to Deck. Inside, good, and then missed the dunk. Holdman right there, missed the dunk. Great pass, though, by Deck. Up off the glass, good. That's Ashton Desmuke's nice spin move up and good, and all of a sudden it's 10-5. Kennett on a 4-0 run. Judd Toma going to be called for a travel. Stutter step just a little bit. And all of a sudden, Jackson's allowed to sink offensively.
And that was the word I was just thinking about. Jackson's just out of sync right now. You see them doing some really nice things offensively, but, boy, they're just not converting on right there around the rim. They've got to find it this season.
Kennett with the basketball to Wilson in the corner. Goes back to Chris Jefferson, then to Wilson. He's their leading scorer. Good man-to-man defense there by the Indians of Jackson. Inside, up, loses it, kicks it off. Jefferson with it. Kicks it back out to Desmukes, and they'll reset some offense. 2:29 to go in the first. Jackson leads by 5, 10-5. Right side to Jefferson. Back out to Wilson.
Everything's happening for Kennett out top. No entry passes, nobody hitting the paint, cutting inside. I don't think I've seen a pass to the paint yet for Kennett.
Jefferson tries to drive in, cut off there nicely. Then up top to Caden Taylor. He puts it on the floor, drives inside. He's going to be fouled, rake across the arm, and that's going to go on Colton Toma, who just came in the ball game. That'll be his first, team foul number 2, I believe, on the Indians.
And that was not a good foul by Colton Toma. Colton Toma had position. Just move. Your body was there. Just keep your hands up. He reached for the basketball right there.
Toma with his first team foul number 3, and Caden Taylor to the line to shoot 2 here. 6-foot senior up and rims out no good. Kennett 2 for 4 now from the free throw line. Jackson's not shot one yet. Jackson 5 of 9 from the field though, which has given them that 5-point lead. Second one coming by Caden Taylor. Up and good. So we've 10-6. Winner of this one will play Friday night at 5:30 for the 5th place trophy here in the SEMO Conference Tournament. Off to Judd Toma. He pulls it out, kicks it off to Deck. Junior's got 6 already tonight for the Indians. Braden Toma in up with the lane, up and good. Nice up and under move by Braden Toma, and it's 12-6 Jackson. Wilson to bring it up for the Indians of Kennett. To Desmukes. He's guarded out there by Judd Toma. Nice hands by Judd Toma. Ahead, he's got a 2-on-2 break. He gives it off to Braden Toma. Up and no good, but he'll go up and shoot two. And that's, actually that was Colton Toma, excuse me, not Braden.
Well, Jim, for Kennett right now, I think Ashton Williams has to start trying to post something. He never moved once in front of his defender. He just stood and let the defender easily guard him. The defender fronted him, and he never had to work down there. He's got to make that man work. Something open up in the lane. When he's active and moving, that lane's going to move some. But the defense is just sitting basically square on their heels and not having to do anything for it.
Toma makes 1 of 2. 13-6 Jackson. Ahead, Heffling, who's just in the ball game for Kennett. Kicks it out. Jefferson to the basket, up and good. Chris Jefferson, the senior with 2, and it's 13-8. Kennett staying with Jackson right now. Deck, 12-foot jumper. Up, floater, no good. Gets his own rebound, though, and then he's going to be called for an offensive foul. He dropped that shoulder again, Bobby, and that's going to get called every time.
Yeah, and again, I like the fact that he wants to shoot near the rim right there, but he had a wide-open 3 sitting out there that he spun toward and didn't give it to him.
Second foul on Stutzman, who's their Cole Deck, who's their leading scorer so far with 6 points. So he'll take a seat. 14 fouls on Jackson. Wilson up top. Posted up this time inside. Little jumper up, no good off the glass by Truss, who's in the ball game. Jackson gets it inside. Up and good. Good move there by Jackson Schock, a 6'1 sophomore. Gets the basket, and it's 15-8. Wilson takes a 15-foot jumper. Good. Deshaun Wilson, 15-foot jumper. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. 15-10 Jackson. To Judd Toma. Guarded by Jefferson. He pulls it back out. 6 seconds to go. He's going to try to make something happen before the end of the quarter. Shot is up. Rims out. No good. Rebound Heffling. And we are going to be at the end of one in what's been a good game so far. It's Jackson, who went out on a 10-1 run to start it. They have 15 now at the end of the quarter. Kennett with 10. We'll take a break and be back in 30 seconds here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
First State Bank & Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
Back at Sykeston High School, end of one quarter of this consolation semifinal between Jackson and Kennett. Jackson with a 5-point lead, but Kennett has to feel pretty good about things right now, Bobby. They were down 10-1, and to cut it back to a 5-point game right here before the end of the first quarter, they did a nice job.
They did, but it's more of Jackson missing shots near the rim that they should have had. They missed a dunk. They missed another one. Easy gimme right there. A couple of shots they've missed. They're shooting at 7 of 14 right now, 50% from the floor. Kennett only 4 of 10. Kennett's got to convert on a few more, but a couple of those reasons Jackson's got more. They had a couple of offensive rebounds, try to go right back up with it. Didn't convert, but hey, we got a game here, 10-15.
And rebounds closer than we thought it might be, 6-4 right now. Jackson with the lead in that, but with the size differential, Kennett is holding their own there. Deshaun Wilson with the basketball. He's got 4 points for Kennett so far tonight. He's guarded out front there by Jackson Schock. He puts up a 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound taken down by Jackson.
Jim, I just noted in the break, we was talking about it. If Wilson knew how much better his shot looked inside the arc than outside, he'd take that shot a lot more there.
Colton Toma with it for the Jackson. Guarded out there by Wilson. Maybe got by with a little travel. May have not left that foot. Long 3. Jackson Schock. Good. Nothing but net for the sophomore. He's got 5 now, and it's 18-10 Jackson.
Only sophomore dressed out in varsity for Jackson, and you're saying, wow, he can shoot it right now.
Dismukes with the basketball for Kennett. Heffling, a little weave out there for Kennett. Offense has to go through Wilson sort of for Kennett. He is their best scorer. He'll take a long three off the mark, no good. Rebound taken down by Holdman.
Jim, the ball didn't get near the paint. It never got inside the arc, that possession for Kennett.
Holdman steps into the three. It's no good. Run down by Jefferson. Yeah, they've not posted up very well inside. You're exactly right. Heffling to the basket. It's a bad spot for him to be. He does go up with it, but not much of a chance there with the big Holdman on him. And Jefferson comes away with it. It's tipped, good hands, and then ahead to Judd Toma if he can get a hold of it. He does. And he's going to be fouled on the floor, and it'll go out of bounds to the Indians there, and that foul will go on Wilson.
Well, you know, and I harp on this a little bit, but Kennett's making it so easy for Jackson to play defense because all the passes just go around the three-point line. They never do an entry. They never do a kick in, kick out, anything to make a defense move. We just got to face guard you to the outside of the three-point line, and they feel very comfortable doing that right now.
Jackson with the basketball on an 8-point lead. Judd Tomer jumper from the baseline, rolls around and falls in. 2 for Judd Tomer, and all of a sudden Jackson's opening it back up to 10. Desmukes with it to Jefferson. Desmukes, I noticed Hunter Kirk in the ball game for Kennett in the lane there. Ball's loose. Kicks it back out to Wilson, though, and they'll reset. Jefferson, nice pass. Oh, and another great pass there, and the shot falls for Hunter Kirk. Good look inside there.
I'm happy that basket fell because Demukes did a great job getting that pass to Hunter Kirk right there for that basket.
Jackson with the ball out top. That's Braden Toma with it, 5'11 senior. Gets it to Holtzman, then back out. Long three up. No good. Tipped. And out of bounds off of Jackson will belong to Kennett. Jock was feeling that three a little bit. He's hit one already.
I think you're starting to see some guys starting to fill some gaps for Jackson right now. Shock comes in. He's a shooter. Deck also, he's liking to shoot it. Toma's going to find it. Judd, that is. He'll find it. I remember last year he really liked that baseline jumper. This year he just knocked one down earlier. They're going to have some guys to fill those gaps. Give them time, and this team's going to find it.
Ball's loose. Wilson with is going to take it to the basket. He's going to be fouled by Lee Ivey, who just came in the ball game for the Indians of Jackson. And I believe Wilson will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Foul on Jackson's Lee Ivey, his first.
First team foul of the quarter. Wilson with 4 points so far in the ball game. Free throw is up, and it is good. Rolls in. I believe that is Heffling that checks back in. Cooper Heffling, the 5'9 senior for the Indians. And also Caden Taylor checks back in for Kennett. Oh. And we've got Keegan Stutzman coming back. Oh. He's coming into the ball game here, and here we'll place Jackson Shock. So both coaches substituting fairly liberally here. Wilson's free throw, rims out, no good. Another good rebound by Holdman. Kicks it out ahead to Toma. Toma pulls it back out. Wide open for Judd Toma, long, no good. Long rebound off and taken down by Caden Taylor of Kennett. Out to Desmukes. He's up against the Jackson defense. He puts it on the floor, going to stutter in the lane. To Caden Taylor, trying to go baseline. Holdman, good job of defense there by Gavin Holdman, Bobby.
Yeah, very good. Again, you know, it's tough. I like where Demukes drove in hard, kicked it out, but again, you know, Kennett's just having trouble getting inside on his Jackson defense.
Braden Toma walks it up for Jackson. To Judd Toma. He's going to drive in the baseline. He's going to kick it, try to kick it out. Knocked out of bounds by Desmukes, and it belongs still to Jackson. Braden Toma to trigger the inbounds. Gets it to Judd Toma. He thought about the three, doesn't take it. Steps back with it. Puts it on the floor in the lane, nothing there, so he picks it up to Lee Ivey, then back out to Braden Toma.
Jim, with the size difference, I quickly cut out for that. With the size difference for Jackson right now, I can't believe, especially in a man-to-man, spread out the floor and post up on them and take them to the woodshed right there. I mean, they are asking you to pound that ball inside and go up on the glass and beat them, and yet Jackson refuses to do it right now.
Yeah, you've got Toma that's 6'5", Stutzman that's 6'3", Lee Ivy that's 6'4" in there. I agree with you. You need to be
and I think Kennett struggles to get to, what, 6'2" maybe?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Ivy's trying down there. There he is.
He gets the ball inside, and that's just going to be an offensive foul. And I just don't understand why an offensive player thinks you can drop that shoulder, because it's going to get called every time.
And that was clearly a form deal right there. He bounced the ball and actually turned his body to the side first, sideways, and then put the shoulder into him. That was right in front of Jay Powell. He's not going to miss that.
Right. Very easy call. Absolutely right. So second foul on Ivy, so he'll take a seat for Jackson. Left side to Desmukes, and up top to Kirk, and to Caden Taylor.
That's Deck in the game back for the Jackson Indians. He's got 2 fouls on him.
Right. Sean Wilson back out to Desmukes. Once again, sort of 5 out. Not really a big post. There's somebody flashing to the high post, but for Kennett, but not much in the way of post play so far.
Yeah, everything's perimeter dribbling and passing right now for Kennett.
Caden Taylor with it on the floor, loses his feet, but gets it off to Desmukes. He's going to go to the basket. He goes up, and no good. Ball's loose, taken away by Jackson. Ahead to Deck. Deck kicks it off, and it's a second too late behind. That went behind Holdman, and it's a turnover, and Kennett comes down with it right here. Wilson in the lane, has to kick it back out. Desmukes tries to drive, nothing there. Loose taken away by Deck. He's quickly down the floor for Jackson. He's going to take it all the way to the basket, up and good. He didn't make the same mistake twice. He went all the way to the basket, and it's 22-13 Jackson. Kennett's going to take a full timeout here. Coach Garman wants to talk about it a little bit, so we're going to take a break as well. It's 22 for Jackson, 13 for Kennett. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
We're back at Sykeston High School. It's Jackson 22, Kennett 13 here in this consolation semifinal. And we were talking, Bobby, off the air. You know, sort of every year there's a kid who jumps out in one of these tournaments. And for us, at least tonight, it's Cole Deck of the Jackson Indians.
Yeah, I like the way he's playing the game. You know, he can shoot from the floor. He knows what to do when he gets around the rim with the basketball. You know, we've talked about his vision maybe at certain times getting a little better, but man, you just look at him on the floor right now, you say, boy, he's a player. You know, he plays the game well and he shoots it well. And looking at him, I'm not 100% sure this kid's done growing, Jim. He looks like he may still have some of the baby face to him, where he may stretch on out and get a little bigger next season.
Absolutely right. Caden Taylor, a little runner in the lane, air ball, no good. Taken down by Holdman.
And that was him with his hands up there making a great defensive play.
Deck finishes on the other end. It's a 10-point scoring for Deck and a 24-13 lead for Jackson. Good pass there by Holdman. Wilson going to be pushed there by Braden Toma. That'll be the third team foul on Jackson in the quarter. And will be the first, I believe, on Braden Toma. Desmukes inbounds for Kennett. Up top to Wilson. Started out there by Toma. Good move in the lane. Nothing there, though. And then backdoor to Desmukes, up and no good, but he'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot two. Good pass by Deshaun Wilson of Kennett.
Good pass, but great basketball IQ by Desmukes to say, you know what, my guy's in trouble. I see the back door open. He cut hard and got a pass to him. That's how you score around the rim when you're a guy like Desmukes. Hey, you see the opening, you cut to the basket.
Sophomore's free throw is good. Cuts the lead to 10, 24-14. That's the third point for Ashton Desmukes tonight.
You know, and as I watch this Kennett team, without a whole lot of post presence right now, doing anything down low, you're going to see games you walk into this year, and it's just not happening outside shooting. it's going to be a long season for them if they don't learn to play down low some. At least some passes, entries, try to go up, post up somewhere.
Up top, Deck. He'll take the three from the top of the circle. Good. Cole Deck with 13 shows his other versatility of shooting the three.
Have we mentioned that kid's a player yet, Jim?
Yeah, I think he absolutely is. He can do both. Three ball up for Kennett. No good. Rebound taken down by Deck. He brings it up the floor for Jackson. Kicks it out to Toma. Judd Toma drives the lane. Up and short. No good. Rebound taken down by Wilson. He's out of there quickly for Kennett. Gets it ahead. Nobody there, though, and it's a turnover. That was a pass that really had no opportunity whatsoever to be successful.
Well, everybody run up the middle of the floor, so the first thing you do is get the ball out of the middle of the floor. The players, you got to split to have a passing lane, and it just wasn't there for Kennett.
Jackson with a 13-point lead, 27-14. To Deck thought about the three, now drives, kicks it inside, good pass up to Holman, up and good. Drew the defender to him.
That is great floor vision right there because he got down close and low and just made a little skip pass right underneath to him, or a little small bounce pass rather.
Wilson with the basketball for Kennett. They've been stuck on 14 for a while now. Caden Taylor with it in the lane, spin move. Goes up off the glass, no good. Rebound by Ashton Williams. He goes up off the glass and good. Gets a putback. That's two for Ashton Williams, and it's 29-16. 27 seconds left in the half. Braden Toma to the basket, up, no good. Rebound taken down by Jefferson. He gets it ahead, kicks it to Wilson. Wilson a long three, air ball, no good with 12 seconds to go. Bad shot selection there. Toma to Toma. He gets it knocked away by Desmukes. 5 seconds to go in the half, and then he loses it, gets it back. He's going to be able to put up a long three. It's up. It is good at the buzzer. Ashton Desmukes in a wild little set there. Desmukes gets the three and gets us to halftime. Jackson 29, Kennett 19. We'll take a break. We'll be back here in about 6 or 7 minutes with some stats and some thoughts, and then the second half. You're watching the SEMO Conference Tournament on Aycorp Sports.
First State Bank and Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
Bagby Wealth Management in Dexter, Missouri is helping you with all your retirement planning, 401k rollovers, and financial planning. Contact them or visit them today. Bagby Wealth Management. Your path starts here.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Halftime between Jackson and Kennett, joined with the winning coach last night over Kennett, Greg Hollifield of the Sykeston Bulldogs. 4-0, you guys have not only been taking care of business, but really showed an impression why this team is really something special on the court. Tell me a little bit about the secret chemistry you guys have going on.
You know, we have good kids, hardworking, and good players. And, you know, when guys who can play work as hard as our guys are, good things will happen.
And you talk about really good things happening again with kind of that core we really saw develop last year, and now obviously with some new additions and maturity over time. What was kind of the big thing that you guys worked on over the offseason?
Well, you know, you're exactly right. We played so many sophomores last season and even a couple of freshmen. And, you know, we knew as the season went on we were going to get better and better, and our kids continued to improve. And, you know, in the offseason continued on with that. And I thought our guys did a good job. They worked hard to improve. They were conscientious in what they did, and I was really proud of their effort.
And talk about also, too, you know, with this tournament, this stage, you guys have been in more finals and more semifinals than anybody else. How special is this tournament to your team?
Well, it's just a great early tournament. One thing I love about it, you see all the teams here together early right off the bat, and you know, our kids love it. I think the other players on the other teams do as well. And, you know, it's kind of unique because we see each other through the course of the year, and to see each other early like this all together, I think it's fun.
And, of course, it's just going to continue to get more fun over time. Big matchup with Poplar Bluff tomorrow night. Early thoughts on how their guard play and what you guys can do to try to get past that?
Well, you know, they're so good defensively. They play hard. They're tough. They're physical. They rebound the basketball very well. I was very impressed with that. You know, the old saying is if you control the boards, you control the game. And I thought last night they really rebounded well. So that's a point of emphasis. We have to keep them off the boards.
All right. Well, again, that game will be our early game tomorrow night, 6 o'clock right here on the Aycorp Media Network. Coach, pleasure to talk with you. Good luck tomorrow night.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That is the coach, Greg Hollifield. Second half of Jackson and Kennett coming up in a moment. All right, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We are back at Sykeston High School. We're at halftime here of the consolation semifinal, the first one of the night. It's the number 4 seed Jackson Indians 29, the number 8 seed Kennett Indians 19. And Bobby, as we looked at the stats here, and we'll go through them a little bit, a lot of not many shots really by Kennett, and a lot of inside stuff by Jackson.
Yeah, and something jumps out there. Field goals, Jackson right now 50%. They're 13 of 26. Kennett is 7 of 23. But Kennett has hit 1 3-pointer. They're 1 for 5. That 1 3-pointer was right there to end the half, so it's kind of a throw-up three is what you would call it. He still shot it, but a little bit more of a throw-up three to end of the half. That's it. Everything else is 6 of 18 inside the arc. Take it inside. They've also, the only area of this basketball game Kennett is winning is in the free throw area. They're 5 of 9. Jackson 1 of 2. That tells me when Kennett takes it inside, they're getting fouled. They're getting to the line. So 5 points from the line, 6 shots from the floor, inside on the glass. Take the ball inside right now. Work it inside. Maybe Jackson's not as strong there as defensively as they need to be, and they're giving up baskets because the rebounding department is not as wide as we thought. There's 5 differences right there. Right. But also, Jackson's only 1 of 2 from the line, Jim. You pointed that out. Right now, Jackson's not taking the ball inside and taking advantage of their size. Look, if Jackson's a big school and they're going to play in a lot of big games this year, they've got to take the ball down low and be able to score off the glass with the big men. Somebody's got to step up for the Jackson Indians right here, because I can tell you what we're seeing right here is not going to get it done in their class. What, a 5A? Yes. You've got to be stronger around the rim and the board there to compete there. Real quick, in the scoring column, first for the Kennett Indian, it is Ashton Williams with 2 points, Chris Jefferson with 2, Caden Taylor with 1, Deshaun Wilson 5 points, Zakarian Taylor with 2, Ashton Demukes with 6, and 2 points for Hunter Kirk rounds out their scoring. For the Jackson Indians, it is Braden Toma with 2, Cole Deck leads all scores 13, Keegan Stutzman with 2, Judd Toma 2, Gavin Hoban 4, Colton Toma 1, Jackson Shock with 5, and that rounds out the scoring for the Jackson Indians. Jim, I don't think it's much going to change this second half. I still look for Jackson to try to work their offense. They're going to shoot mostly outside. Work it toward the glass, just maybe not off the glass as much as they need to. Kennett, I don't think they found that identity yet. They'll still a lot of perimeter passing. They've got to find that inside game, though.
So we've got a 10-point game after the three-pointer right at the buzzer by Ashton Desmukes. Jackson will have the ball to start this half. If you're just joining us, Jackson's in their black uniforms with the red numbers. Kennett in their home whites, and Braden Toma, number 1 for Jackson, will bring it across the timeline. He's guarded there by Ashton Desmukes. Off to Cole Deck. Like I said, he had 13, 6 of 7 shooting in the first half. Get it back to Deck. Kennett's gone to I believe a zone defense now. They were in a man most of the game. Nice move inside, up and good. Great inside move by Gavin Holman. There they went to the boards, Bobby.
That's a good move. I watched him earlier. Didn't make a strong post, but he made a fine move to get to the rim.
Out to Wilson for the Indians. He's got 5 so far tonight. Kicks it off to Desmukes. In the lane, nothing there, but nice kickoff to Jefferson. He drives down the baseline, gets double teamed and knocked out of bounds there by Holdman. Goes back to Kennett. Good help defense inside there by Jackson. Desmukes tries to get it in and kicks it off of somebody's leg, and it belongs to Jackson on the turnover. Nobody moved much on that inbounds play. Stutzman with it to Deck.
Boy, that was a missed opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
He really missed Judd Toma inside there for the easy basket.
I think he was watching Holman down low, and Toma cut hard right there.
Holman up, no good, and we're going to have a blocking foul, I believe, and that will be on Ashton Williams. That'll be team foul number 1 on the Indians. It's going to send Gavin Holdman, the 6'5 senior, to the line to shoot 2, and that was the first foul on Ashton Williams.
A little surprise right there. Against the man-to-man, Jackson didn't want to post up and take advantage of the size. Now against the zone, they seem to be trying to cut through the zone and get to the glass. Usually zones encourage a lot more outside shooting because it frees up three-point shooters.
Second free throw here for Holdman. up and rims in good. So 32-19 now, Jackson with the lead. And Deshaun Wilson with the basketball. Kennett with the basketball. Jefferson up top with it. To Desmukes. Jefferson in the lane. Turnaround jumper up and no good. Long rebound. Ashton Williams runs it down for Kennett. Kicks it off to Desmukes. What about the three? Doesn't take it. Drives into the lane. Goes up off the glass and good. Good jump stop in there by Ashton Desmukes, and it's 32-21. Desmukes with 8. Braden Toma cut off there nicely by Desmukes, and then kicks it out top. Left corner down to Deck. Tries to get it to Toma, nothing there inside. Now he does get the entry pass into Toma. Toma up and no good, but he'll go to the line to shoot. Oh, it'll be out of bounds. I think they called it on the floor possibly. And that'll go on Jefferson, his second, team foul number 2 on Kennett.
Well, I tell you, Jefferson was giving Toma a hard time down there on that inbound.
Holman with the catch on the inbounds pass, and that's going to go on Ashton Williams. Just a quick little inbounds pass. Kennett not quite ready, and Holman will shoot 2 as that foul went on Ashton Williams. And Bobby, they've taken the ball now the last couple trips inside. You could tell they were really working to get the ball inside to Judd Toma that time.
Yeah, worked it inside. That's good to see, like we said. But you still don't see Jackson very strong posting-wise. You know, they're not as big and strong, and they're certainly not a Clayton Ernst like it was last year. They miss that presence, and none of these kids have had to play that position for so long because a kid like Clayton Ernst in there, they're trying to find that guy inside.
That's off of Jackson out of bounds. Will belong to Kennett on the second missed free throw. So both of those free throws missed by Holdman, and Kennett will have it back.
You know, and I watched Judd Toma. He's got a nice shot for him, so that tells you that kid would rather be from the floor than inside off the glass in a block as well.
Caden Taylor with the basketball, kicks it out to Jefferson, to Wilson in the corner. Good defense there by Braden Toma. They've done a nice job on Deshaun Wilson tonight. Desmukes kicks it in, nothing there. Taken away by the Indians of Jackson. Judd Toma all the way to the basket, up and good. Nice hesitation out about the three-point line and then a spurt to get to the basket. Wilson with it for Kennett. 34-21. To Jefferson. Desmukes will take the three. It's going to be short, no good. Rebound, Holdman. He's had a nice night on the boards. To Braden Toma. Stutzman with it to Judd Toma. Turnaround jumper up and good.
Well, good looking play all the way around. The pass right there to Toma on the cut, and then the little hesitation spin move of the shot.
Coach Garman's going to take a timeout here as Jackson has now opened up a 36-21 lead, and we're going to take, I believe, a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here with 4:28 to go in the third quarter. Bobby, we've got this one, and then, of course, we've got another good one tonight, the Charleston Blue Jays and the Notre Dame Bulldogs. They met last week, and Charleston with the win, but I thought Notre Dame looked not bad last night, actually, against the Dexter team.
Well, you know, they come out and shot it a lot more comfortably because, you know, it wasn't near the same competition, but they shot it better right there. You know, they'll improve. I think the matchup's going to be down low. How well can Stewart play against Charleston there? You know, he's a big kid going to come inside. How will that matchup go? Who wins the battle down low rebounding? Should be a good one. The guys in, I guess both teams wearing blue. One of them in blue and white, and the other one in white and blue.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. The Blue Jays and the Bulldogs. So Kennett with the basketball. They trail by 15 here, 36-21. The loser of this one is done for the tournament. The winner will play Friday night at 5:30, which, of course, we'll have for you here in Aycorp. Sean Wilson with it up top for Kennett. Trying to post up inside a little bit there is Taylor, but not getting the job done. Zakarian Taylor now to Caden Taylor. He'll take the three now from the outside. It's short, no good. Braden Toma with the long rebound. He's quickly down the floor. Good kickoff to Deck, up and missed the layup, no good. Rebound taken down by Kirk. Here comes Kennett quickly with it. In the corner to Deshaun Wilson. He gets set. Shot three-pointer up. Off the mark, no good. Off of Braden Toma. Loose on the floor to Zakarian Taylor, and he puts it back up and in for two. 36-23. Quickly down the floor is Judd Toma. He pulls it up, resets some offense here for Jackson now. Inside to Holman. Then they kick it back out to Stutzman. Holman, they missed Toma again inside.
And Stutzman cut down low, and he shouldn't have. Stay out of there.
Toma up and good. Little left-handed baby hook up and good. 38-23. Wilson with it for Kennett. Said Braden Toma's done a nice job on Deshaun Wilson tonight defensively. Tip up and no good off of Jackson, out of bounds. Stay with Kennett. A couple subs in the ball game here for Jackson. It will be Colton Toma. No, I take that back. Jackson Schock, the sophomore, is in.
They're doing a good job on Wilson's right. He's generally their leading scorer, only 5 tonight. They've kept him, for the most part, shut down, not a whole lot of open shots.
He's got the basketball right now. Tries to go baseline, cut off there nicely, but makes the shot. Gets a little separation with a little step in and pull back out, and he gets the basket, 38-25. Cross court, Toma. Good head fake. Now he steps back for the three. It's short, no good. Gets his own rebound, gets cut off there, and kicks it back out to Schock. Schock guarded by Desmukes, and they kick it out to Deck now. Oh, good fake by Deck. He goes up. It's no good, but he'll go to the line, I believe, to shoot two. Boy, nice fake of the handoff there.
Yeah, that was a very nice play by Deck.
I was just sure he was going to Stutzman with the handoff. That foul went on Caden Taylor, his first team foul, number 4 on Kennett. And Cole Deck with 13 points already tonight will shoot 2 free throws.
You know, I don't know our broadcast schedule for the rest of the season. I would like to see this Jackson team, once Blaine Harris gets back on the floor with Colton Deck, they're going to be fun to watch. And another one I'd really like to see on the floor is Schock. He's a mover on the floor. You know, he's quick. He wants to go off the dribble, pull up shot. I mean, he's got a little skill to him, too. Jackson's got some players once they put it together this season.
Deck makes 1 of 2. It's 39-25. Under 2.5 to go here in the third quarter. Jackson will be shooting the bonus the rest of the quarter. That was their 4th team foul. To Zakarian Taylor. He goes up. Nothing there. Rebound, and that'll send, I believe that's going to send number 33, which is Braden Thompson, to the line to shoot free throws for the Indians. Well, I thought so. Maybe not.
Foul on Kennett, Hunter Kirk, his first team foul number 5.
That is team foul number 5. They should be shooting here. And that will send, as I said, Braden Thompson, I believe, to shoot free throws. We had subs come in the game, so all sorts of stuff happened there that probably shouldn't have waiting for the free throws. And that's something that scorers and officials and everybody is really going to get used to, that 5 foul thing, and be a little more aware of it. Maybe it's comes a little quicker sometimes.
Yeah, I do question a little bit of, well, this is going to be interesting. Toma is shooting and not Braden Thompson. I thought Thompson was the one with the basketball.
Yeah, I thought he was too. And
Toma to the line shooting 2.
Huh. I would have sworn it was Braden Thompson, but shows what I know. Braden Toma's going to shoot the free throws. Free throw up and good.
Yeah, I wonder if how long they will leave this rule in place before they take a look at it and say, boy, is this the right rule or not? But, I mean, time will tell. But, again, as of today, I'm not the largest fan of it. I like the 1-and-1 and the strategy around it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Toma makes both free throws. And it's 41-25. Jackson with the lead. That was the 4th points of the evening for Toma. And Marion Truss in the ballgame for Kennett. Zakarian Taylor had a field day of that against Dexter the other night, but misses that one down the baseline this time. Deck gets it off to Toma. Braden Toma with it. Back to Deck. He thought about the 3. He's going to try to go baseline. Cut off, good pass outside, and another good skip pass to Judd Toma. Pull up 15-footer, good. Good ball movement that time by the Jackson Indians.
Boy, I love a good pull-up jumper around the free throw line, Jim.
18-point lead now for Jackson, 43-25. And that's going to be a reach-in foul, and that's going to go on Jackson Schock. First team foul on Jackson in the half.
Jackson Schock.
First foul on Schock.
Team foul number 1.
Caden Taylor set to inbounds. They get it in to Truss. And he gives it off to Caden Taylor. Up to the basket, no good by Deshaun Wilson. He'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2 free throws, though. Saw the little opening in the lane, took advantage of it, and will get the 2 free throws.
First free throws of the half for Kennett. Remember, there's 5 of 9 at halftime. They're still sitting at that same number, which will change right here. But, well, we talked about their success inside, and here they are the first time to the line.
Well, and Jackson, correspondingly, we talked about them being 1 of 2 at halftime. They're now 6 of 10, so they've been to the line 8 times already this quarter. So, big difference. Second foul, by the way, on Braden Toma. And Wilson missed the first. He'll have the second.
Kennett only 5 shot attempts this quarter right here in the third.
Second free throw, long, no good. Rebound taken down by Jackson. Thompson of Jackson. Ahead to Toma. Nice pass inside to Holman. Reverse layup up and good. Great assist by Braden Toma. Wilson with the basketball and his 20-point lead for Jackson. Kennett still playing a lot of perimeter offense here. Caden Taylor for 3, off the mark, no good. Rebound, Braden Toma. He gets it ahead to Deck. Up and, good defense, good hustle right there by Caden Taylor to get back and knock that out of bounds.
At Kennett now 1 of 8 from beyond the arc, and that was one right before the half.
Heffling checks out for Kennett, and Zacharion Taylor checks back in. 54.6 to go here in the third quarter. Jackson leads by 20. Deck for 3 from the right side. It's good. A 3-pointer for Cole Deck. He's got 18 on the evening, and it's 48-25 Jackson. Deck has been the offensive leader for this Jackson basketball team. Wilson step back 3, up and good. Deshaun Wilson for 3. He's got 10 now for Kennett, the leading scorer for them. Toma with the basketball, 22 seconds to go in the quarter. Deck puts it on the floor, and we're going to have a hold, I think, or a push, so that will send, that's going to be on Desmukes. And that his second, and it will send Cole Deck to the line to shoot 2 free throws here with 15.2 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Well, interesting enough for Jackson. Earlier in the game, nobody seemed like they wanted to be inside. Right then on that foul, all 5 of those guys were almost in the paint for Jackson.
Yeah, I think that was a point of emphasis maybe in the locker room at halftime, I'm guessing. Deck short, no good. Rebound taken down by Truss. He kicks it off to Wilson. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. 8 to go, screen set. Wilson will take the long 3. They let him get open. It's good. And Coach Toma won't be happy about that because he was yelling at him. They knew that's where the ball was going. So that was a good one by Deshaun Wilson. It's 49 for Jackson, 31 for Kennett as we finish 3 quarters. We'll take a break and be back with the fourth here in just a few seconds on the Aycorp Sports Network.
Just remember, if Ultramorland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
We're back at Sykeston High School. Jackson with a commanding 18-point lead, 49-31 as we head to the fourth quarter of this first consolation semifinal game. The winner plays on Friday night at 5:30 against either Charleston or Notre Dame, which will be our second game tonight. Then we've also got tomorrow night the championship bracket games. It'll be Sykeston and Poplar Bluff. It'll be Cape Central and New Madrid County. And then on Friday night, we'll have 3 for you, the 5th place, 3rd place, and championship games. And amazingly, with everything that we've already broadcast, we're not even halfway through our season before the Christmas break here, because next week we go to Clarkton for the holiday tournament and then take a week off. And then the week of Christmas, we have the Christmas tournament from Bloomfield, all 26 games from there. So you won't want to miss that. It's a lot of basketball still to come here on the Aycorp Sports Network. Kennett with the basketball to Truss, and he hands it back to Taylor. 49-31, Jackson with the lead here as we start the fourth quarter. Taylor drives it down the baseline, up, no good. Tipped, Truss off of Braden Toma's noggin and out of bounds, and it'll belong still to Jackson.
Well, I tell you, Jim, if Kennett wants to get back in this basketball game, I think that's what they have to do, stay aggressive toward the goal right there. Good drive. He didn't finish, but I believe that's where they're going to have to do it if they're going to climb back into this.
Desmuke's with it to try to inbounds. He does get it inbounds and then throws it to the bench, actually, out of bounds. It's a turnover. Coach Garman leans back and says, what was that? So Jackson will get it back. Toma with it for Jackson. Nice steal by Desmuke. He read that all the way. Quickly down the floor. It's Caden Taylor. Jackson, though, gets back quickly, and Kennett can't take advantage of the 3-on-1 break. Desmuke's in the lane, kicks it. Taylor goes down baseline. Up, no good. Hits the underneath side of the basket. Out of bounds will stay with Kennett.
Kennett had a chance right there. Kick that ball out. Get wide off the steal of the floor. If the ball's in the middle of the floor, get wide and let them have options to kick it outside or take it straight down the floor if they need be.
Nice steal by Braden Toma there. He's going to take it to the basket. He's going to kick it off, up, and good. That is Holman with the basket.
Yeah, you saw Toma wide to the bottom of the screen there. I guess that's where the bottom would be. The lane was open for a man to run it. Great setup right there on the steal.
20-point lead, 51-31. 3 guys in double figures now for Jackson. Desmuke's with it up the top. Drives down the lane. He's going to go up. Going to be fouled, and will shoot 2 free throws. And that's going to be on Judd Toma, I believe.
Foul on Jackson's Judd Toma, his first team foul number 1.
First foul on Judd Toma tonight. Desmuke has 8 so far this evening. Up, and it is good. 51-32, 6:54 to go here in this consolation semifinal. And we're going to have a timeout, I believe, by Coach Corey Toma and discuss things a little bit. It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take a 30-second break. It's Jackson 51, Kennett 32, 6:54 to go in the ballgame. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
Back at Sykeston High School, sort of a sparse crowd tonight for this consolation semifinal game between Jackson and Kennett. Jackson leads by 19, 51-32 with 6:54 to go. And Bobby, Jackson has forced the ball inside much better here in the second half.
Much better in the second half. The scorebook show what they're doing there. They're 18 of 30, I believe, from inside the arc, and a lot of that has taken place close to the glass here this half. Only 3 of 8 outside shooting, but I think 1 3, and that was Cole Deck down here in the corner who made that 3
right.
This half. So I like the offensive transition they've tried to do. They're getting stronger in areas they need to. And really from a coaching standpoint, seeing where you should be taking advantage of another team and exploiting that. Good job of Coach Toma.
3 in double figures for Jackson. Cole Deck with 19, Judd Toma with 10, Gavin Holman with 11.
Jim, while I've got a chance, a big hello to Isaac Pursley. He's usually with the varsity team doing the water duties for him. He is with the JV team tonight. Sophomore to school, just loves being involved in the program, so big hello to Isaac.
Inside to Holman. He goes up off the glass. He's fouled in there, but he'll shoot 2 free throws. Good inlet pass there by Cole Deck, and it will go to Holman on the line to shoot 2. On Caden Taylor, his second, team foul number 1.
Gavin Holman shooting 2.
Holman, the 6'5 senior. Up and good. Nothing but net. 8 of 13 now from the free throw line for Jackson. He's got a second. Up and also good. So back to a 20-point game, 33-53, 33. Jackson with the lead. Wilson tries to get inside, does get inside to Trust. He goes up and good. And Marion Trust with the basket.
That is great vision by Wilson right there to get that ball inside there.
Kennett puts a little pressure on here. And then back out. Cross court to Deck. Deck goes baseline, kicks it out Shock for 3, up and good. Jackson Shock with 8 points. He's a three-point shooter for the Indians as a sophomore.
You can tell that kid is vying for minutes. Maybe not this year as much with kids in front of him, but next year I can tell you that kid's going to see the floor a lot for the Indians.
Wilson with the three-point banker there. Good. Shock go off of Kennett and out of bounds. Will belong still to Jackson. Wilson now with 16 for Kennett after that 3. In the corner to Shock. Kicks it across to Braden Toma. Jackson content to run a little time off if they get a chance. Shock, a little runner in the lane. Nice pass to Holman. He loses control of it, though, and it misses the shot.
I think the bounce right there from Shock to Holman is what held that up a little bit. Holman wasn't expecting a bounce maybe.
Caden Taylor with it for Kennett. Up to Zakarian Taylor. Back to Caden Taylor. Up for 3. It's short, no good. Rebound tipped. Loose on the floor. Taken down by Truss. He's given Kennett some good minutes. Shot is short, no good. Truss with the rebound. Kicks it back out. Zakarian Taylor's going to drive the basket. That's going to be a foul, I think, on Shock. There, he sort of got in the way, sort of in the way, but he got the foul. That'll be his third, I believe. Oh, second. Second team foul. So Kennett will have the basketball out of bounds here with 5:07 to go in the ball game. I think Amarion Truss has earned himself a few extra minutes probably for this Kennett program in the next few games with the way he's played tonight. It's going to be a foul. That time's going to go on. Oh, going to be a hook on Truss. Well, let's talk nice about him, and then he picks up a foul, of course, but he checks out, and Hunter Kirk will check in for Kennett.
And I think there for Truss, or anybody right now on Kennett, Coach Garman, I can tell you, he is a great basketball guy. He's looking for somebody to go in and play hard and work hard and give strong effort. Floor's wide open, I think, for Kennett to earn those minutes right there. Hey, go show a coach what you can do. Work hard for him.
In the corner, Judd Toma. He drives on the baseline and kicks it out. They give it back to Shock for 3. Off the mark this time, no good. Rebound taken down by Caden Taylor. Ahead, Zakarian Taylor. Desmukes down the baseline. He goes up. Wild shot, no good. Rebound, Braden Toma of the Indians. He's got 5 rebounds on the night. Shock with it. Comes away with it. Goes inside. Goes up off the glass. Short, no good. Rebound, Caden Taylor. A little out of control.
Yeah, not his best possession there.
Stutzman sets the check back in, and I would guess that would be for Shock, if I'm guessing right. That foul's going to be on Shock, I believe his third. Third team foul on Jackson. And Keegan Stutzman, the 6'3 senior, checks back in for Jackson. 4:03 to go, 18-point lead for the Indians of Jackson. Deshaun Wilson, covered there by Braden Toma. Inside, good look inside to Kirk. He kicks it back out for 3 for Desmukes. It's long, no good. Tipped, taken down by Kennett. Good hands there by Holman to knock it away. And we're going to have a travel on that. Deshaun Wilson got a little stutter step going, and it's turnover on Kennett.
Kirk should have had that shot there. He put the ball on the floor and should not have. Catch it, go up. So many times kids want to bounce that thing one too many times in that paint or near the goal. Don't do it. Catch it and go up when you're that close.
Stutzman tries to get it in. Good defense by Caden Taylor there. And then loses the pass, though, and up and no good. Put back, though, by Judd Toma. Holdman tried to dunk, didn't get the dunk, but Judd Toma puts it back in. He's got 12, and it's 58-38. Desmukes with it for Kennett. Caden Taylor's going to try to drive baseline. Kick out, good defense there by Braden Toma. Then ahead to Cole Deck. Deck ahead to Judd Toma, and there's your two-handed dunk right there. And it's 60-38.
Well, I like the fact Judd Toma dunked and ran back down the floor. He didn't stand around and look and celebrate and hype a crowd up.
Yep, just did his business and went down the floor. You're exactly right. Toma's got 14. And it's a 60-38 lead for Jackson. Make it 62-38. Toma with 2 more. He's got 16 now.
That was not an easy play by Judd Toma to get that one to fall.
We've got a timeout on the floor, I believe. Oh, substitution timeout. Just a sub is all they wanted to do. Lee Ivy back in the ball game for Jackson. They lead 62-38, 24-point lead here with 2:29 to go in the ball game. And Colton Toma checks back in for Jackson, replacing Braden Toma. And we have Braden Thompson checking in to replace Cole Deck, who's had a very nice night.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the starters' night's done for Jackson, so they get those guys out there, get some more experience on the floor.
Heffling for Kennett up top with 2:17 to go in the ball game. Inside to Truss. Loses control of it. Ivy on the floor after it and kicks it off nicely.
Well, that's a nice effort play right there by Lee Ivy.
Stutzman with the basketball. Loses control of it, driving into the lane, picked up by Desmukes. He's quickly on the floor for Kennett. He goes all the way to the basket, up and no good. Tipped, saved by Stutzman, ahead to Judd Toma. It's sort of a track meet right now. Toma crossover dribble, inside pass, up and good. And that's for Braden Thompson of the Indians.
Braden Thompson.
Caden Pruitt's going to check in, a 5'10 senior. And into the ball game for Kennett will be Carmine Tribble, I believe. No, I'm sorry. It was Traporius Jones that's coming in. My mistake. I thought it was a 5 and it was a 1. So Cooper Heffling will bring it up. He'll lose it off his foot, but Kennett will control it. To Truss. Corner to Taylor, cut off there by Thompson. 64-38, less than a minute and a half to go in this ball game. Jackson will advance on and play in the 5th place game Friday night at 5:30 here at Sykeston. It is just a question of will it be Charleston or will it be Notre Dame that they'll be playing that night.
Jackson's Austin Tribble is first.
Tribbles picked up the foul. 4th team foul on Jackson. Heffling with it with 1:19 to go. Heffling will turn jump shot, no good, off of Jackson, out of bounds, will still stay with Kennett. So Bobby Jackson came out, took advantage, particularly in the second half here, of their size, and it's going to come away with a nice win.
Come away with a nice win, carried early on in the game by Colton Deck, and really throughout the game. His play really just kind of shined for Jackson, and then they started taking advantage down low with their size later on in the game, and it really propelled them in this one.
Braden Thompson misses the shot there, taken down by Kennett. Desmukes with it, going to try to go to the basket, kicks it out to Heffling. Caden Taylor, 3, top of the circle, no good. Rebound Lee Ivy. Jackson with the basketball, that's Dade Hiring. Thompson once again inside. 3-pointer up and off the mark, no good. Rebound Desmukes. Desmukes quickly down with it. Kicks in the corner to Heffling. For 3, good. 3 for Cooper Heffling. And it's 64-41 here. We'll give you some quick stats at the end of this game, and then we're going to turn it over to Joe Northern for some post-game. And a little jumper there by Dade Hiring for 2, and it's 66-41, 4 seconds to go. Desmukes a long 3 at the buzzer. It's short and good, so that's our final. It's Jackson 66, Kennett 41. Bobby will go through just some stats here, and then we'll take a quick break and turn it over to Joe Northern.
Yeah, real quick in the game, Jackson shot at 27 of 51 from the floor. Kennett 15 of 23. Rebounding, that I would have expected that a little wider. 30 for Jackson, 22 for Kennett in that area. Individual stats for the Indians, it was Braden Toma 4 points in the game, Colton Toma 1, Jackson Shock 8, Colton Deck 19 points. He was 7-11 from the floor, 5 of 9 from inside the arc, 2 of 2 from outside, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Nice night for him. 2 points for Dade Herring, 2 points for Keegan Stutzman, 16 in the game. Judd Toma on 8 of 14 shooting, 8 of 12 inside the arc, 0 of 2 from outside, 3 of 3 from the line for him. Gavin Holman also 13 again. He was 5 of 10 shooting, 5 of 9 inside the arc there, and 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Also 2 points in the game, Braden Thompson, and that rounds up theirs. Points for 67, 53% from the floor for Jackson on their side of the ball. And for the Indians, the Kennett Indians that is, it is in the scorebooks. Cooper Heffling, 3 points. Ashton Demukes, 10 points on 3 of 12 shooting for him. 2 points for Amarius Truss. 2 points for Ashton Williams. 2 points for Hunter Kirk. 2 points for Chris Jefferson. 1 in the game for Caden Taylor. 16 for Deshaun Wilson. 6 of 14 shooting. He is 3 of 6 inside the arc. 3 of 8 outside of it. Deshaun Wilson, or that was Wilson rather, and also 4 points to carry on Taylor in the game. That makes up their 42 points. 29% shooting from the floor for the Indians. That just does not get it done in most cases, Jim. Tough night for them again. Wilson, their star, and Colton Deck, the big guy for the Jackson Indians. Rounded up, hey, Jackson gets to move on, play Friday night.
Absolutely right. Jackson plays Friday night at 5:30 against either Notre Dame or Charleston, which will be our next game to you. We're going to take a 30-second break and then turn it over to Joe Northern. He's going to do a little postgame, and I think he's even got a little interview coming up with one of the coaches, and then we'll be back with the pregame for the second consolation semifinal here in about 12 minutes or so after Joe's done. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Jackson moves on to the Consolation Championship tomorrow, or Friday evening rather. The question is, who will they be taking on? We'll find that out coming up in just a little bit. We welcome you back to our courtside studio. Joe Northern with you, breaking down some of the final numbers between these two teams. Jackson, with just an all-out team effort, started this game on a 10-1 scoring run and quite simply didn't look back. Closest lead was 10 points at halftime, 29-19, but it was all Jackson all day. And again, no Blaine Harris, not a problem for the Indians tonight, and really this entire tournament and season thus far. Cole Deck picking up 19 points for the Indians this evening. A lot of those coming in half number 2. Judd Toma and Gavin Holdman also contributing out of the starting 5. Off the bench, a great evening from Jackson Schock, getting some late points. He got 8 on the evening. So Jackson is going to advance and take on the winner of our next game, which will be Notre Dame and Charleston. Still waiting to get the official start time on that one coming up as the teams are warming up at the moment. Meanwhile, for Kennett, they wrap up this tournament going 1-2. Their run is done in this tournament as Deshaun Wilson with 16 points, Ashton Williams and Chris Jefferson each with 2. Ashton Demukes again coming off the bench. Very athletic player that Jim and Bobby noted, coming off the bench for Fred Garvin's squad with 10 points on the evening. And they will be a team that, again, a lot of people may keep their eyes on with their development and, again, quickness up and down the court. But, again, the height of Jackson just too much to overcome for the Indians of Kennett rather than the Indians of Jackson. So Jackson, while not playing on the championship side of the bracket, they will be in a championship game on Friday as they will be taking on whoever wins this next game, which we will preview coming up in just a little bit. We will also be joined by the coach of Jackson, Corey Toma, to talk about his team's win. They're currently sitting and discussing the win in the locker room. So should time permit, we'll be talking with the coach, Corey Toma, to discuss a little bit more about his team's win and what they're going to be looking forward to potentially in this next game against their next opponent coming up on Friday night. We know that Jackson has punched their ticket to Friday evening. The question is, will it be Notre Dame or will it be Charleston? We'll have more analysis and more to come from right here in just a moment. This is the 2023 SEMO Conference Tournament and the Nutrien Ag Game Break on Aycorp Sports.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
What First State Community Bank means to me is it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
And we welcome you back to Sykeston and the SEMO Conference Tournament here at Aycorp Sports, joined by the victorious coach Corey Toma. A big win over Kennett tonight, going on to the Consolation Championship and rebounding after last night's loss against Bluff. What was kind of the message that you had for your guys going into tonight's one?
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround. We didn't get much scout in. The main message was let's go have fun. Let's play like we can be capable of, and there was glimpses of that tonight. We rebounded well. Defensive end struggled first half, but we got better second half.
And you talk about kind of that second half igniting and also to trying to find people stepping up for Blaine as it stands right now. Cole Deck, what a tournament he's had so far.
Yeah, Cole Deck is, I knew he was going to have a positive impact this year, but with Blaine's injury, he stepped up to the plate and he had a good night tonight. And that's going to continue. He didn't get very many varsity minutes last year, and with the experience, we're going to see better things out of him going forward.
You take a look, obviously, this tournament and just having fun, that's what it's all about. And, your history of at least kind of seeing what this tournament means to this team, obviously. The message of just having fun. What are you looking forward to in really this next matchup and whoever you might be facing on Friday?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup. Both teams play really hard. They're well coached. We're learning our role and our identity right now. So I just want to keep building on tonight's game. To continue that trend, and we just got to keep going up and up and up. Both these teams, whoever we play Friday night, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a dogfight. So I expect it to be a good game, and I just want my kids to continue to have fun.
Well, best luck and best continued success moving forward, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Anytime. That is the Columbia Cougar Hall of Famer, formerly known as the Jackson head coach, Corey Toma. Now to let you know a little bit more about what's going on in this matchup between these two teams. Again, a rematch of these two teams playing just a week ago as Charleston got the best of Notre Dame. I believe it was an 18-point victory over the Bulldogs on Friday evening, and they were led by Katarion Owens. Charleston, rather, led by Katarion Owens, getting roughly 18 points as it stood on Friday. Got 18 points in the loss against New Madrid County on Monday night. So it's going to be interesting to see how Charleston is going to rebound and get back. Keep in mind, this is a Blue Jay team not used to being on this side of the bracket, but with the field so tournament rich this season, you never really going to know who is going to be one versus another. But the bracket's still holding to chalk as it stands right now, and thus a great matchup between Charleston, the team that's going to have to continue to do what they did against Notre Dame, and that's run it up and down the court and try to wear out some of the large defenders that Notre Dame has. On the other hand, Notre Dame had a great evening on the three-point shot last night, led by Brett Dohan. Just had an absolute great evening, and Chris Johnson having the big evening for Notre Dame. Johnson had a big evening, I believe 18 points for him on the win against Dexter. And Logan Londaway also too, a scrappy defender, only coming in at 5'8", but really could cause issues for some of the larger players on Charleston to really try to sneak away, get some of those steals, and really lay some defensive pressure. Coach Jeremy Brinkmeyer's looking for that defensive pressure too in his Bulldogs tonight. They got their first win of the season last night against Dexter. Can they get their second win of the season and avenge their first loss? It's a little bit of math there, in case you're figuring that out. But nonetheless, Notre Dame looking to go back to the consolation championship. Charleston looking to play another day. As the winner will have Jackson coming up on Friday night. Jim Riker and Bobby Alford will have the call for you coming up from the Fieldhouse as we roll on with the 2023 SEMO Conference Tournament right here on Aycorp Sports.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
First State Bank and Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Mathis Funeral.
Welcome back to game number 2 of night number 3 of the SEMO Conference Tournament from the Sykeston Fieldhouse here on Aycorp Sports. This game is brought to you by Focus Bank. Built on a 93-year foundation of successful community banking, Focus Bank provides an innovative mix of old-fashioned, first-name basis customer service with state-of-the-art banking products and services. With 10 locations throughout southeast Missouri and northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank is available to serve you. Focus Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Game 2 tonight features the Notre Dame Bulldogs, who defeated the Dexter Bearcats last night in a second playing game. So they're taking on the Charleston Blue Jays, who were defeated on Monday by the New Madrid County Central Eagles. Bobby Alford alongside Jim Riker. And Bobby, what do you see with these two teams?
Well, you know, both of them on a little bit of a down season this year, but they met up earlier this season, maybe a week ago or so, at Notre Dame. Charleston took that game, I believe, 66-52. And right now, somebody's got to get hot shooting the basketball. For Notre Dame, you still look at Colton Johnson. He's a shooter on the team. He can make some things happen. Dohan, though, the other night we watched him down in the paint. He had a really nice night. So we'll see how he can play against some of the bigger size of Charleston there with Henderson down low, Owens. And Owens is one for me I'm going to have my eyes on all night on the floor for Charleston. Katerion Bobo Owens, he has learned to shoot the ball from outside a little bit more. He's really good inside. He's having to handle the ball a lot more this season. Again, though, Charleston is a team looking for a kid to identify himself as a ball handler. They've got some young ones coming. Trayshawn Shandon Boy, we liked what he did the other night. I think 13 points in that game.
Right.
Second score behind Owens, 17. Those are the two kids I'm looking to shine in this game. Look, I think it'll be a battle here again as it was last week. Close game. Still give me the Charleston Blue Jays right now. I think Owens is too good of a player. He's going to find ways to make it happen. Colton Johnson won't make it easy from him. I think he's going to be hot from outside tonight, but I still like Charleston in this basketball game.
So Charleston will be the visitors on the scoreboard, and they will be in their rolled blue uniforms, trimmed in white. They are 3-1 on the season right now, and as Bobby mentioned, it was a 66-52 win last week up at Notre Dame for them. Notre Dame comes in 1-2 on the season, the third game in 3 nights, so we'll see how the legs hold up there. So these are the starting lineups for Charleston, the Charleston Blue Jays. A 5'10 junior, number 10, Tayshawn Clark. A 6'2 senior, number 34, Zacharian Thomas. A 6'4 senior, number 40, Owen Willis. Number 45, Katarian Owens, a 6'2 senior. And a 5'2 junior, number 52, a 6'3 junior, Deshaun Henderson. They are coached by Jamarcus Williams, assisted by Brian Visser and Aaron Harlan. For the Notre Dame Bulldogs, the number 7 seed here in this tournament. Number 1, Logan Londaway, a 5'8 junior. Number 2, Will Henry Stewart, a 6'4 junior. Number 3, Colton Johnson, a 5'11 junior. Number 5, Brett Dohan, a 6'3 junior. And a 6'1 senior, number 23, Carson Essner. Essner's the only senior on the Notre Dame roster, which is a little unusual for them.
Little unusual. I think a neat matchup tonight for Notre Dame could be Stewart down low and Dohan. They've got two fine ones down low. I don't know. This is the first time maybe Charleston doesn't have a huge advantage because Katarian Owens haven't come outside. Maybe the first time you've seen Charleston not having an advantage down low in a game in a long time.
And this is where Charleston, I think, will really miss that, and because they have to have Owens out front, they need his presence inside. We're going to re-tip that, as that was neither kid jumping. Got it, Owens or Dohan. We'll go again, and now it's taken down by Deshaun Henderson of Charleston. To Owens. He puts it on the floor, drives into the lane, gets cut off there nicely, kicks it out. Clark for 3, off the mark, no good. Rebound, Dohan. Tip taken away, though, by the Bulldogs. Up the floor, Londaway. Kicks it off to Essner. Essner will take the 3. It's going to be off the mark, no good. Rebound, though, Stewart. Inside, kicks it back out, baseline drive, and then they kick it back out to Essner. Cross court to Johnson. Inside to Stewart against Henderson. He goes up off the glass. Not off the glass, it's over the rim and good. And Notre Dame with a 2-0 lead.
Well, a matchup I like for Notre Dame, Johnson, and he had, I think that's number 34, Thomas on him. Thomas fouled out the other night. Johnson needs to go right at him, get him on him early.
Foul went on Carson Essner, his first, team foul number 1. Yeah, that'll be an interesting matchup. Tayshawn Clark with it for the Bulldogs. Man-to-man defense for Notre Dame. Owens to the basket. He goes up and good. Katarian Owens good, and it's going to be a blocking foul. And that's going to go, I believe, on Londaway, and that'll be his first. Second team foul. Katarian Owens with the basket, took that big body inside and got the basket and absorbed the contact.
Yeah, when you can handle the basketball well enough to get it inside of the glass, that's what you do. You go right at him, put it on the glass, and draw that foul.
Owens with 3, and Charleston leads 3-2. Full court pressure by the Blue Jays. Dohan in the backcourt, gets across the timeline to Stewart. To Dohan down the lane. Little stop, pop, 12-footer, good. Brett Dohan, a nice little, you love that little jumper in the lane, I know, Bobby.
Yeah, one of my favorite shots in basketball. It just shows that a man knows what to do instead of just running over kids.
Owens with it, kicks it back out to Clark. He just sees the baseline open up. He takes a runner down the lane. It's no good, but he'll be fouled. I believe that's going to go on Colton Johnson. No, it's going to go on Londaway, and that'll be his second. He is the point guard for the Bulldogs, and that could be a quick problem for him. Quickly in the ball game here will be, I believe, Brody Harden, a 5'11 junior. Free throw up and off the mark, no good by Tayshawn Clark. Harden in and Londaway to the bench with 2 fouls.
I'm not sure how deep either bench is. I know that Notre Dame will probably run more kids in than Charleston, but talent-wise down that bench, I'm not sure what they have, but that could become a factor for both teams in this one.
Clark misses both free throws, so Notre Dame still with a 4-3 lead and the basketball. Essner with it. to Johnson. He puts it on the floor. Stop, pop, up, short, no good. Nice rebound, though. Dohan up and good. Brett Dohan, we saw him the other night. Look really good, Bobby, and once again there, he gets the basket.
Yeah, he plays very good for junk rebounds underneath and going back up and get his points there.
Henderson loses control, but Owens picks it back up. Kicks it off to Owens. Katarian, Owens up and good.
Right to the basket, same place he scores.
He's got all 5 of them for the for the Blue Jays right now. Cross-court pass to Essner. He drives into the basket, tries to kick it off, but Katarian Owens right there to snatch it. Quickly down the floor with it. He kicks it off to Clark. Clark pulls it back to Henderson. To Willis for 3. Good. Owen Willis for 3. The 6'4 senior's got 3, and it's 8-6 Charleston. Essner inside to Dohan up and good. Dohan's got 6 now for Notre Dame, and it's 8-8.
Little surprised Charleston with not as deep as the bench is pressing right now, just for the fact you want to stay away from fouls. It makes you play a softer zone there when you don't want to foul, and when you play a soft zone, what happens? You get baskets like Notre Dame just had.
Quick turnover on Charleston there. Deshaun Clark got it dribble a little bit high, and I think we see that Notre Dame's going to try to substitute quite a bit. That's Hudson Dennis in the ball game, as is Trenton Schumacher, who played the other night for Notre Dame. Dennis is a freshman. Inside to him. He kicks it back out, and across court to Johnson. Schumacher will take the left-handed 3 off the mark, no good. Off of Notre Dame, out of bounds, will belong to the Blue Jays. Just 3 minutes into this one, we're tied at 8. The winner of this one will play the Jackson Indians Friday night at 5:30 for the 3rd place. Deshaun Clark to the basket, up and good. It rolls down good. Clark for 2, and it's 10-8 Charleston.
Right now, Notre Dame is not being very strong defensively near that rim.
Colton Johnson, a little runner, not very strong. And rebound taken down by Owen Willis of Charleston. Henderson with it up top. He's guarded out there by Hudson Dennis.
You know, a little bit different from what we saw in the Riverbend.
Clark shot no good off of Thomas of Charleston, out of bounds.
A little different we saw in the Riverbend Classic. Owen stayed outside a lot in the Riverbend Classic. Tonight I've already seen him flash in the lane. He's driving. That's what Charleston needs to be this season, I believe, is he's got to be around the rim more. Good adjustment for Charleston so far.
Charleston in his zone defense here. Colton Johnson, left side, shot up and good. 3-pointer by Brody Harden. And it's 11-10 Notre Dame. Owen Willis with it for Charleston. Cross court to Clark. To Henderson in the corner. Charleston will reset a little offense against the Notre Dame man-to-man. Dohan on Katarian Owens.
That's a matchup Charleston really wants to take advantage of down low.
Thomas, layup, no good. Rebound taken down by Harden. Then Clark with the steal over the top of the rim, up and good. Just an errant pass, a good steal by Clark, and it's 12-11 Charleston. Charleston in a 2-1-2 zone sort of matchup. Dohan goes cross court. Harden once again, off the mark, no good. And this time we're going to have Dohan, I believe, inside on the foul. That'll be the 4th team foul on Notre Dame, so Charleston will shoot free throws the rest of the half. Dohan's going to take a breather, and Stewart's going to check back in for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a little better matchup here, size-wise to hold his own, is Stewart against Owens, but if that's the matchup they get, but Owens right now, I'd like to see him post up down low and let his footwork go to work on the Notre Dame.
Turnover on to Sean Clark. Little stutter step there and a walk. So Notre Dame will get it back. They trail by 1, 12-11. Colton Johnson with the basketball. Corner to Schumacher. Henderson on him, and they kick it out to Harden. Back to Schumacher. He'll take the left-handed 3. Good. Trenton Schumacher for 3, and it's 14-12. Notre Dame with the lead. Trap there. Henderson gets it back, though, then goes cross court to Willis. Up, no good. Rebound inside by Tashawn Clark. He gives it off to Katarian Owens. Gets it knocked out of his hands, and it's taken away by Colton Johnson. And then we're going to have a reach-in foul on Zacharian Thomas of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's not a good foul by Thomas there. You're already beat up the floor. Just hustle up the floor. Quit trying to reach in on him.
Notre Dame with a 2-point lead here. They're the 7 seed. Charleston's the 6 seed, so you would assume this would be a good ball game. Johnson to Stewart. Schumacher for 3 again. This one's going to be short. Rebound by Owens. Katarian Owens with it. Tayshawn Clark for 3. Good. Clark for 3, and Charleston leads 15-14. Notre Dame with the basketball. Johnson tries to go inside. Just a bad pass there. Owens takes it. Clark's going to take it all the way to the basket. He goes up a little runner off the glass, and good.
Well, Clark is having a game so far. 9 in the game so far of Clark in 17.
30-second timeout for Notre Dame, and that is what Charleston has to have. They have to have somebody else, Bobby, besides just Katarian Owens to be able to score for him.
And right there, they're getting some points right now, getting out and running. That's been a style of Clarkton last year. Charleston rather. They would like to get out and run last year. Getting out and running, it seems to be something they just do well. Owens got the rebound, quickly looked up the floor and got it to Clark. Clark caught my eye some during Riverbend Classic. He didn't just actually jump off the page, but there's some things he did in that tournament. I was like, this kid's got a chance this year to show me something. He's doing it here tonight.
Probably a better scorer than ball handler.
Yes,
I would think, but he's proven right here that he can score, and that gives them that inside-out game. If they can get some of that, that'll make a big difference for the Charleston Blue Jays.
And I believe we talked Monday night about they need somebody who can shoot it from the floor well. Clark is doing it tonight. Shandon did it the other night, but tonight Clark's showing he's got a little range to him, good around the rim. So, hey, good for the young man showing up right here.
Steal by Katarian Owens. He's going to go to the basket, up and good. None of those kids are going to be strong enough to stop Owens right there.
No, they're not.
19-14. Shandon is in the game for Charleston right now. Kick out to Johnson for 3. Good. Colton Johnson for 3. He's a shooter, and it's 19-17. Notre Dame staying right in it. A little full court pressure for the Blue Jays. To Thomas. He goes inside, up off the glass, and good. Zacharian Thomas with a good drive down the lane, up and good, and it's 21-17.
Well, he followed the pass with a nice cut, didn't he? Right down the lane.
Absolutely did. Notre Dame's going to try to play for one shot, I believe, here before the end of the quarter. Steal by Shannon if he can get there. He does save it. And then kicks it across. Oh, great catch by Katarian Owens. He's going to go to the basket, up and good. Man, 9 for Owens, and that was just a big, strong move right there by Owens.
6 of 9 points for Owens has come from that same spot on the floor tonight.
Harden with it out front. They get it inside. Jump shot, turnaround, no good. Rebound by Owens. Ahead to Clark. He goes up for the layup, up and good at the buzzer. Charleston with a big run here to end the first quarter. They have 25. Notre Dame has 17. We'll be back in 30 seconds here for the second quarter on the Aycorp Sports Network.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
Back at the SEMO Conference Tournament. This is consolation semifinal night. We're in the second game. Charleston leads 25-17 over Notre Dame as we head into the second period. And Bobby, a very entertaining first quarter. 2 kids really stood out scoring-wise for Charleston for sure.
Yeah, Clark 11 and Owens has 9. But we talked in the break. The play of Owens right there at the buzzer. The rebound, quickly look up, throw it down floor. Clark catches the basket. That's all Owens. I mean, the presence of mind of what to do with the basketball and when. He wasn't selfish. He never put the ball on the floor himself. Got it and turned and looked. I want to say that again for everybody to listen. He got the ball, turned and looked. He didn't dribble. He looked and got it up floor. They scored.
Big play. Notre Dame with the basketball here to start the quarter. It goes back to Colton Johnson. A little more balanced scoring, I think, for Notre Dame. We'll try to get that to you as we go along here in the second quarter. Ball tipped, good hands. Owens comes away with it. He's going to take it to the basket. He's going to go up. Nobody stopped him, and it's 27-17.
Well, he's killing right there. Right now, Charleston's shooting 12 of 16 from the floor, I believe. Notre Dame only 7 of 14. Big difference so far.
Johnson goes to the basket. It's no good, but he'll be fouled. I think that'll go on Owen Willis. We'll see who it is. But Colton Johnson with a good, saw the opening there and took it down the lane. First foul on Owens, team foul number 1. Johnson will shoot 2 free throws here.
Yeah, looking at that scoring, Stewart 2, Johnson 3, Dohan 6, Harden 3. They are spread out in the books. They just got to connect on a few more.
First free throws of the night for Notre Dame. Up and makes them both. So it's 27-19. Logan Londaway with 2 fouls, checks back in. David Colton Johnson a little break. And Hudson Dennis checked back in for the Bulldogs as well. Tayshawn Clark with it for Charleston. Hesitation dribble, then pulls it back out to the top of the circle. Kicks it off to Owens. Katarion Owens with it. Can't get inside with it, so he kicks it out to Clark. Then they get it inside to Owens. He's triple team there and pulls it back out. Good job there. Tayshawn Clark will go with it again.
Impressive, the strength of the big man right there.
Owens to the basket, up, and he's going to be fouled on the floor. And probably a break because, frankly, that would have been a layup, and that would have been, I believe, a block on Carson Essner inside probably. So that went on Schumacher, his first, team foul number 1 on Notre Dame. Inbounds to Owens. They get it right back to Katarion Owens.
Triple team on him.
Gets it knocked away, and Londaway comes away with it for Notre Dame. Good job of defense interior there for the Bulldogs there. To Londaway. Dennis inside. Dohan up and good. Brett Dohan's almost automatic when he gets it down low like that.
And that's a good decision by Notre Dame. You need to go with Owens more. Last year you would see Owens in foul trouble earlier in the game. That's the maturity of Owens. He's not finding himself there. He's got to stay on the floor more. But I would attack him to see if I can get him in some foul trouble if I was Notre Dame. Go to Dohan a little bit more on that.
Willis's 3 was short, but it bounced off of Dennis's hand out of bounds, and it belongs still to Charleston. They lead by 6, 27-21, 6:22 to go here in the third quarter. Out to Clark, good catch there. Logan Londaway has to be careful, he has 2 fouls. To Owens, back to Clark, up and off the glass and good. Good give and go there.
Well, you can see a little rhythm starting to happen between those two, Clark and Owens.
Schumacher tries to get it inside, but Katarion Owens gets that big foot out there and stops it, and it go back to the Bulldogs of Notre Dame. We mentioned the winner of this one will play Jackson on Friday night at 5:30 for 5th place. Schumacher for 3 from the left side, off the mark, no good. Rebounds, Katarion Owens. He looks down court, nothing there, kicks it out to Shandon, the freshman with the basketball for Charleston. Spin move in the lane. He goes up off the glass and good. Dandy spin move by Trayshawn Shandon, and it's 31-21.
The spin move, and in traffic, he protected the basketball very well as he had to go up and make that shot.
Yeah, Jeremy Brinker of Notre Dame takes a quick 30-second timeout as Charleston's jumped out to a 10-point lead here. And you're right, we see some things going on between Tayshawn Clark and Katarion Owens, I think.
Yeah, Owens, we only show 4 rebounds, and boy, it seems like he's got a lot more so far in the game. Right now in the game, Charleston is 14 of 19 from the floor, 8 of 17 for Notre Dame. Right, 3-pointers right now. Charleston 2 of 4, Notre Dame 3 of 8. So, fairly equal there. Rebounding seemed to be equal in the game, 6 and 6 apiece. Notre Dame's just doing a little bit better job of getting inside and making those shots there. They're 12 of 15 inside the arc. Jim, that's a high percentage, and they're getting it done, everything near the rim.
Right, absolutely. So, Charleston with a 10-point lead here. Notre Dame with the basketball. Londaway with it.
Good size on the floor right now for Notre Dame. favorable matchup. They got Dohan matchups against a freshman there.
To Colton Johnson. Nothing there. Jump shot up, Harden up, off, and rims out, no good. Dohan strong with it. Harden comes away with it, and then it's stolen by Thomas. Zakarian Thomas with it. And he's going to pick up a charge. And once again, probably if he hadn't dropped the shoulder at all, it wouldn't have been a charge call. But when he did, that's what got him.
But Thomas is not a ball handler, and he found himself trying to dribble up the middle of the floor, but everybody crowded around with him. That's part of his teammates' problems. Get wide and give him a chance to pass out and have a lane right there.
That was his second. Adrian Rogers in the game for Charleston, number 14. Essner with it. Kicks it out. Londaway. Three-pointer, Colton Johnson. Good. Colton Johnson with 3 more. He's got 8 now, and it's 31-24. Shandon loses it, gets it back, throws it up. It's no good, but he'll be out and go to the line to shoot 2. Sort of caught a break there, Bobby. He lost control of it, but got just enough back and then got bailed out with the foul.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Colton Johnson, 8 points. That's been a quiet 8 tonight, you know. I wouldn't have noticed the 8 have you not called that, but he's generally a shooter for him. I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved in the offense right here.
Carson Essner picked up his second foul. Free throw by Shandon, no good.
And I say that he's got a third of his team's points.
Deshaun Henderson checks in, and Zakarian Thomas with 2 fouls will take a seat for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have played 7 total tonight. Notre Dame's gone about 9 deep. Free throw up and good. 32-24, 8-point lead for the Blue Jays right now. 4:42 to go here in the first half. Charleston in a 2-3 zone. Schumacher with it, takes it back out to Londaway. To Johnson. Quick movement of the basketball by Notre Dame. Nothing inside there to Dohan. Johnson drives down the baseline. About a 12-foot jumper from the right side, up and good.
I asked him for him to be more involved, and that was a beautiful shot, faking and drive baseline and knock one down.
Sure was. Henderson with the basketball, gets it knocked away by Londaway. Johnson's going to go to the basket. He'll be fouled and will shoot 2 as Henderson blocked him there. And that'll be the 3rd team foul on Charleston. And Colton Johnson with 10 on the night will shoot 2 free throws. First foul on Henderson. Stewart set to check in for Notre Dame, I believe. Colton Johnson free throw good. Got a very, very nice rotation on that basketball.
Yeah, nice shot on him. You know, with the rule change, Jim, right now, used to you could sit there and say, well, Henderson's only got 1 foul on him. Owens, I don't believe he has any. So second half, we can play a little bit more aggressive near the basket, right? Well, that changes when you only get 5 fouls a quarter and you're shooting free throws again.
Right.
I believe that kind of changes your mentality of how you can set a game up defensively in the second half.
Yes, I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. Shandon with it, goes cross court to Henderson, then out to Clark. He'll take the 3, off the mark, no good. Long rebound to Dohan. He'll come up for the Bulldogs.
Not a good possession for the Blue Jays there.
Londaway kicks it left side, Schumacher. Schumacher gets it back. Stewart kicks it out. Johnson, nice, ready to shoot. Missed the shot, no good. Owens with the rebound, he'll be fouled. There, that'll be the 3rd team foul in Notre Dame. But I love Colton Johnson being ready to shoot as he caught that pass.
I do, but I thought they had a chance to hit Dohan in the paint with a freshman behind him right there. Look, you've got an experienced player against a guy who's just a freshman, especially in the paint. Go with the experience in the paint. Get that easy basket around the rim.
30-second timeout Charleston's going to take here as Notre Dame has cut it down to a 4-point ball game, 32-28. Just when you think Charleston's maybe going to put a little run on and get away, all of a sudden Notre Dame comes back, keeps it at 4 points, and 3:27 to go in the first half. So been a very, as we said, entertaining game so far. The guys who we figured would score have scored. Colton Johnson for Notre Dame, Brett Dohan for Notre Dame, and Owens for Charleston, and then the other, so the surprise, Tayshaun Clark.
I'll tell you, the one thing that's made a difference for Notre Dame in his comeback, Colton Johnson's put in about 6 points in the last, minute and a half, 2 minutes of play here. That's a big factor. When a kid can get hot like that, he can shoot you back in a game in a hurry. It just shows what his presence can do on the floor for you.
Absolutely right. Tomorrow night we have the championship semifinals. It'll be the Sykeston Bulldogs, the number 1 seed, against the Poplar Bluff Mules, the number 5 seed, and then the number 2 seeded Cape Central Tigers and the number 3 seeded New Madrid County Eagles will play in those semifinals. The loser of those games will play at 7 on Friday night. The winner of that will be at 8:30 for the championship. Tomorrow night will be Joe Northern and Corey Sisk, and then Bobby and I will be back with you on Friday night. And we should have some good ones tomorrow night. 5 more good games in this tournament.
I suspect the gym will be a little bit more packed tomorrow night. Cape Central New Madrid game will be a big one. And then Sykeston's home crowd will surely fill it up.
Tayshawn Clark for 3. He's got 16 now, and it's 35-28. Colton Johnson for 3 the other way. Good. What you can do, I can do as well, and it's 35-31.
Well, I predicted Johnson would get hot from outside, and he has done it right now for Notre Dame.
Owens kicks it off to Henderson. Loses it. Londaway takes it away. He's outsized there, so he'll pull it out, kick it off to Stewart. He'll take a 3. It's up, long, no good. Rebound by Owen Willis of Charleston. He slows it down now, and will give it off to Katarion Owens. Owens has been a little quiet offensively in the last couple minutes. Clark with it.
Londaway's got to be careful. He's got 2 on him.
Clark open for 3 again. Boom!
This kid has had a coming out party, hasn't he?
He has. 38-31. Tayshawn Clark, hot as a firecracker right now. Londaway with it. He's going to get rid of it someplace, and does get rid of it to Dohan. Dohan in the lane, double teamed off the glass, no good. Rebound by Shandon. He comes out of there quickly for the Blue Jays, and he's going to turn the ball over. Got his hand underneath it a little bit, and it'll be a turnover on Charleston. Zakarian Thomas comes back in. He's got 2 fouls, and Deshaun Henderson takes a seat for the Blue Jays. 38-31, 7-point Charleston lead here. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Charleston's going back to a man-to-man. Go right at Thomas. He's got 2 fouls. Get that ball down low to Stewart right here.
Colton Johnson, a little blocking foul on Katarion Owens there. And that will be the 4th team foul on the Blue Jays, so it'll be out of bounds still. First foul on Owens. As hard as he's played every minute, I believe, as hard as he's played only the first foul. Stewart gets it into Dohan. Up top, Schumacher. In the corner to Johnson. He's not there, and they miss Dohan inside. And then to Londaway.
Back to his zone now. Yep. Blue Jays are in man-to-man now, right back to his zone.
Stewart gets it back to Johnson. Johnson drives in the lane and kicks it to Schumacher. Can't get the 3 off, though, there. Then Londaway at the top. Inside, great pass to Dohan. He goes up and good. Boy, nice look and a good finish by Brett Dohan. He's in double figures with 10. Charleston with the basketball and a 5-point lead. Shandon for 3, good. Tayshawn Shandon for 3, 41-33 Charleston.
Well, for a team I was unsure about their shooting from the floor, Charleston has shot it well from beyond the arc tonight.
Londaway with it off to Johnson. Inside, just over the outstretched hands of Stewart, but that's because he was fouled, and that'll be the 3rd one on Zakarian Thomas, and Deshaun Henderson will have to come back in the ball game. Also the 5th, so that'll be shooting free throws here for Charleston will be, or for Notre Dame will be Will Henry Stewart.
Yeah, right now, Charleston 5 of 8 from beyond the arc, shooting a 3.
I think any coach in the country would take that.
Oh, I'd love it every night.
Absolutely. Stewart with 2 free throws. Chance to cut it to 6. Free throw up and good.
Yeah, and that's mostly Clark. I believe Shandon has one as well, and maybe one other young man out there, number 40.
Yep. Willis, I believe, Willis did. He had one. Yep, absolutely right. Stewart with the 2nd. Up and good. I think Notre Dame is perfect from the line so far. 41-35. Ahead to Shandon. To Owens. Charleston would probably play for, if they get a chance for one shot, unless they have a really good look here. We'll see. Clark with it.
This ball needs to go to Owens' hands. He's the most veteran player on the floor.
Good inside to Taylor, then to Henderson. Owens works his way inside, up and good. Katarion Owens for 2. It's 43-35. Maybe a little overpassing there by Charleston, honestly, but they still got the basket.
Well, they were thinking the same thing I was, get it to Owens.
Yes. Londaway with it, 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Off to Dohan. Shandon on him. To Schumacher. Londaway out to Johnson. 1 second to go. Dohan gets it off, but it's no good. And we have a halftime score of Charleston 43, Notre Dame 35. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with more halftime activities here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season.
Just remember, if Ultramorland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world-famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple-Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Bagby Wealth Management in Dexter, Missouri is helping you with all your retirement planning, 401k rollovers, and financial planning. Contact them or visit them today. Bagby Wealth Management. Your path starts here.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
Built on a 93-year foundation of successful community banking, Focus Bank provides an innovative mix of old-fashioned, first-name basis customer service with state-of-the-art banking products and services. With 10 locations throughout Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank is available to serve you. Focus Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lending, and we want to thank Focus Bank for being our game sponsor. And in this game, it is Charleston 43, Notre Dame 35 at halftime, Bobby, and as we looked at the stats, I mean, the shooting stats for Charleston are just fantastic.
Yeah, not that Notre Dame's bad, but Charleston's just really doing well right now. They're 72% from the floor on the evening, 77% inside the arc, 63% outside the arc. Who would have thought Charleston would be shooting it that well tonight? And certainly not Notre Dame. And that's really the separation in the game, because Notre Dame's not bad. Charleston's just been that much better. In the books for Charleston, it is Trayshawn Shandon with 6 points, 2 points for Zacharian Thomas, 3 points for Owen Willis, 13 points on a perfect shooting night so far for Katerion Owens. He is 6 of 6 from the floor, and also 1 of 1 from the free throw line for his 13 points. 19 points in the game for Clark, and he is 8 of 11 right now shooting the ball, and that wraps up their scoring on their side. For the Notre Dame Bulldogs in their scorebooks here at the half, it is 4 points for Will Henry Stewart, 15 in the game, Colton Johnson, 4 of 10 shooting from him. He's only 1 of 5 inside the arc, Jim. That's a little surprising. 3 of 5 beyond, 1 of 5 inside it. Also in the game, it is 3 points for Brody Harden, 3 points for Schumacher and Dohan. I must have missed him there. Yeah, 10 points for Brett Dohan, 5 of 6 shooting for him right now. As a team, they are shooting 46% from the floor, 7 of 14 from inside the arc, 50%. They're going to have to raise that a little bit if they want to run with Charleston. Certainly not bad here. 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. That's 42%. That gets it done most nights, but they've got to be a little bit stronger inside. what you had mentioned earlier, their free throw shooting, they're decent there. They are 6 of 6 for Notre Dame. That's kind of kept them in the game. They're +4 over Charleston in that department.
So we're set to go here to start the second half. Interesting, I saw Katarian Owens being stretched out over there by the trainer as we as they were getting ready to come out, and we are set to go here in the second half. It will be Charleston's basketball, and Tayshawn Clark with his 19 points starts it off. He's going to drive to the basket. He's going to lose it, but give it right off, up and good to Zakarian Thomas, and Charleston has a 10-point lead. Knocked out of bounds by Clark.
Excuse me, folks, I've got to adjust a headset, and I'm sorry if that made noise to you.
It's Charleston, Notre Dame with the basketball. Logan Londaway will inbounds, and he'll get it into Brett Dohan. Back out to Londaway. Essner, the only senior on this squad, gets it into Dohan. Dohan gets it knocked away, taken away, still loose. Dohan fights his way and gets it back. Colton Johnson tries to drive baseline, can't. They get it back to Dohan to Londaway, right side Essner. Stewart with it.
Really good zone defense right now with Charleston.
Yep, and then a bad pass out of bounds. It will go back to Charleston. Yeah, it was good zone defense. You're exactly right.
You know, and everybody seemed a little bit more rushed, looking for something right there for Notre Dame. Hey, back that basketball out. Let's dribble, reset mentally, get a play, look to your coach right there, and get focused back in.
Tayshawn Clark, the junior, with the basketball for Charleston, and then knocked out of bounds by Will Henry Stewart. Notre Dame with a number of juniors. Almost their entire roster is made up of a junior class. Owens with it to Willis. Back to Owens. And he's going to have an offensive foul on Katarian Owens. And that'll be his second, I believe. Team foul number 1 on Charleston. Seems like we've seen more charge calls this year than we have in the past. Maybe not, but it just seems like there's been a lot of them.
And for some reason, I thought a focus was going to be making sure the player had both feet set where you didn't have flop shots. But to me, that would have been closer to a flop than anything. It just seemed to happen very soft and quick.
Yes.
But, you know, they've got a lot better view of it where they were there. But, boy, it seemed awful soft.
Charleston still by 10 after the turnover. 45-35 they lead. Owens up top. Looks at nothing there. A little movement by the Charleston offense. Thomas with it to Clark. Owens with it. He's got 2 fouls now, and he's going to be called for turning the ball over, and it's a turnover on Charleston.
Something to keep an eye on I saw right there. Did you see the shot going on that?
Yes.
He's a guy who likes to shoot off the dribble right there, I believe.
Johnson for 3, off, it rolls in. And nobody really picked him up, and Jamarcus Williams can't be very happy about that because you've got to know where Colton Johnson is all the time, the shooter he is.
Well, they were asleep with the ball coming up the floor.
Willis for 3 for Charleston, long, no good. Rebound, no Thomas, inside to Henderson. He puts it on the floor, up and good.
Henderson was able to put his man on the floor, but I don't think he put his shoulder into it.
I don't either. I think that's exactly right.
I just think that's a big, strong body moving in there.
Yep. 47-38. Back out to Londaway. Essner gets it to Stewart. Cross court to Johnson. Nice read by Thomas. Just can't get there in time, and it goes out of bounds. Will belong to the Bulldogs.
Jim, that's another one of those offensive sets for Notre Dame. They just didn't look comfortable in their offense and got to slinging the ball around a little bit. Almost a turnover. It's okay to pull that basketball out and reset.
Good ball movement that time. Johnson drives down the baseline, up, no good, tipped. Thomas comes away with it for Charleston. Switches hands nicely, and then they give it off to Owens. Hudson Dennis, the freshman, set to check in. That foul's going to go on Carson Essner, his 3rd. Will Henry Stewart checks out, and Dennis checks back in. First team foul on Notre Dame. And a steal by Londaway. Good anticipation there by Logan Londaway. Essner thought about the 3, gets it inside to Dohan. Good double team there, almost triple team on him, but he gets it back, kicks it back to Essner. Inside, tipped by Owens. Loose on the floor, taken away by Willis. He's ahead with it for Charleston. Knocked off of Willis and out of bounds. Will go back to Notre Dame. And just a sort of a lackadaisical set there by Charleston coming down the floor.
Yeah, he didn't look very locked in with the basketball in his hands. And look at there, he's coming out of the game because of it. I mean, you've got the ball in your hands and you're just kind of coming down nonchalantly with it. Hey, you've got a chance to stretch a lead. And Coach Williams, he's been around way too many championship caliber basketball players. That's not what he wants to see.
Johnson with it to Dohan at the free throw line. Back out to Londaway. He'll take the three. Off the mark, no good. Rebound by Dennis. He loses it, and he's going to be called for a travel. So 9-point game, 47-38. What was a really pretty clean first half has been sort of sloppy here in the second. Shandon with it for Charleston. Back out to Thomas. Inside to Owens. He gets double teamed there. Now Essner solo on him. Back out. Shandon for three. Short, no good, but Owens gets the rebound. He's going to go up and good. Katarion Owens for two, and it's 49-38.
Well, they are really trying to sell the shoulder from Owens inside right there. They are trying to either hit the deck and get the call, or maybe he's putting it in them, but maybe I'm a little bigger fan of Owens than I need to be, but, boy, he looks fine in there.
Johnson for three, up and good. Colton Johnson with three, and it's 49-41.
Johnson red hot from outside tonight.
Clark with it to Shandon. And we're going to have a hold. I believe that'll go on Hudson Dennis.
Yeah, that's just Dennis fighting for position down there with Henderson, and Henderson's going to win that battle. He had to really, and they caught him on a push right there. He really armbarred him in the back pretty good trying to fight that over. That should have been a foul against Henderson right there. Pushed his man and backed him down the way he did.
Shannon to Henderson. Some puts it on the floor, going to try to drive inside, does, and gets it blocked. Dennis with the block, stayed right with him, and quickly up the floor is Londaway for the Bulldogs. Right side to Johnson, back to Londaway. Schumacher up top. Dohan at the free throw line, turnaround jumper, off the mark, no good, and we're going to have a push. And that's going to go out of bounds, and it'll go on, let's see here. I believe it's on Owens, and if that's the case, that's his third. That could be a concern for the Charleston Blue Jays for sure.
Well, if you can find him on the floor, go right after him again if you're Notre Dame.
Dohan catches the inbounds to Londaway. 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. Johnson for three. It's short, no good. Tipped, taken down by Londaway. To Schumacher. Inside to Dennis. Back out to Schumacher. Good inside-out game there. Londaway, nothing there. Kicks it back to Schumacher.
Interesting enough, Charleston's in his zone. As hot as Johnson has been from three, I think I might come out of that zone and go back into a man-to-man. Johnson was cooler in the night when he was in a man-to-man set.
Schumacher tries to drive baseline, gets it to Johnson, and it goes right through his hands that time. Getting set to shoot and just took his eye off the basketball. So 49-41, 8-point Charleston lead here with 1:47 to go in the third quarter of this consolation semifinal. All these games, of course, of the SEMO tournament streamed on Aycorp Sports. Owens up top, puts it on the floor now. Going to try to drive in. They cut him off to Shandon. Cross court, Henderson. Back out to Shandon. He drives inside, goes up off the glass, and good. Tayshawn Shandon, the freshman, with two.
That's a really good drive by Shandon right there to score.
Timeout called by Notre Dame. Coach Jeremy Brinkmeyer wants a timeout to discuss some things. we, I believe, will take one as well, as it's a full timeout. Charleston with a 10-point lead, 51-41, 109 to go in the third quarter here. You're watching the SEMO Conference Tournament on Aycorp Sports. Back at the Sykeston Fieldhouse, SEMO Conference Tournament, night number 3 here on Aycorp Sports, and Charleston in this consolation semifinal leads 51-41 over Notre Dame. And Bobby, probably the concern for Charleston right now is Katarion Owens with 3 fouls. If he were to pick up that 4th one very quickly, could make things very difficult for the Blue Jays.
And I think right now, if you're Notre Dame, I would be willing to sacrifice a possession or two to go after Owens to try to get that 4th foul. That would be so key. Look, you can play catch-up when he hits his bench right now, but give up a possession or two, try to get the ball down low, see if you can draw that on him. They're in a zone, so they're going to be aggressive when the ball comes into that zone. They're going to try to keep it out of there. Attack that spot on the floor, I think. Elsewise, watch for Johnson to shoot the 3. He's going to be out there. It looks like they've gone back to the man-to-man now.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so now you could even try to take the chance to isolate on Owens with whichever player you want. Likely Dohan would be the one.
It is Dohan and Owens.
This is a good move by Charleston right here because Johnson was so hot shooting a 3.
Yeah, Clark on him out front. And that's going to be a jump ball, and it'll belong to Notre Dame still. 45.3 seconds to go. I thought they might get Thomas on his 3rd there, but they didn't. It was a tie up first with Henderson, and Notre Dame will have it back. Out to Dohan. And Delandaway. Inside to Dohan. He goes up.
Boy,
it's
no
good.
I think that is going to be on Owens.
Let's see if it's on Owens or Thomas. No, Thomas. His 4th, though.
I saw Owens take a swipe at the basketball, and that's what I thought the refs may have seen right there.
Dohan to shoot the free throws for the Bulldogs. Up and good. 7 for 7 now from the line. Owen Willis checks back in for Charleston, and Zakarian Thomas will check out with 37.7 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
So Thomas with 4, Owens with 3 for Charleston on the foul side of things.
Notre Dame 8 for 8 from the free throw line as Dohan makes 2. He's got 12 points for the Bulldogs tonight. Shandon with it, the freshman, behind the back. Kicks it inside to Henderson. He goes up. It's good, and he'll go to the line to shoot 1. And once again, that's one of those, you're always going to lose that physical battle in there with him.
What a fun possession for Charleston right there. Shandon behind the back, up the floor, get a pass down quick to Henderson, and Henderson leaves his feet and gets fouled. There's a lot of fun right there in the blue.
Absolutely. Stewart checks back in for the Bulldogs. 24 seconds to go here in the quarter, and Charleston with a 10-point lead. Deshaun Henderson's free throw, no good. Rebound taken down by Dennis. Landaway with it for Notre Dame. To Johnson, guarded by Clark. 11 seconds to go in the quarter. Owens just picks up his 4th foul with 6.9 seconds to go in the quarter, and 40 foot from the basket, Bobby.
Well, I was thinking if they don't get the foul on him here or early in the 4th quarter, I thought it may be game, set, match, and they just got the 4th one on him. That is a large foul right there.
Coach Williams taking a little risk here with the 6 seconds left in the quarter. Johnson will take the 3. It's short and no good. And that's going to be the end of the third. Charleston leads 53-43, but their leader, Katarion Owens, has 4 fouls. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back with the 4th quarter of this consolation semifinal in 30 seconds on the Aycorp Sports Network. at the Sykeston Fieldhouse. Charleston leads Notre Dame by 10, 53-43 as we head into the fourth quarter. Bobby, let's look at some quick stats here.
Yeah, right now shooting the basketball, Charleston 23 of 32, Notre Dame 14 of 34. Really, Notre Dame's shot it so well from outside. They're 7 of 18 from behind the arc right now, and that is a lot of Colton Johnson. He's got 21 in the game so far. He is 5 of 10 from downtown. I'm taking 5 of 10. That's 50% on the night from three.
Right.
That's a great night shooting the basketball. He's got hot. Charleston went to that man-to-man to stop that and slow it down. Here's going to be the interesting part of that. What do you do with Katerion Owens? You know, he's sitting there with 4 fouls now. He's your most prolific player on offense. I know he hadn't got the most points tonight. He has 15 compared to Clark's 19, but he's still your most prolific player, best ball handler on the floor. You got to be careful. So the conversation there has to be, look, Katerion, you've got 4 fouls. Give up the basket before you make a foul. You've got to do that. Hey, we may give up points, but so be it. I've got to have you in the game. Notre Dame's got to go right at him, try to get him out of this basketball game. He is a difference maker. If Notre Dame gets him out of this basketball game, picks up that 5th, advantage Notre Dame.
Absolutely. Henderson with it, gives it back to Owens as he stays in the game with those 4 fouls. To Clark. Guarded out front there by Johnson. Back to Owens. Schumacher on him. Owens with the dribble, spin move in the lane, stop, kicks it out. Willis for 3, off the mark, no good. Shandon comes away with a good hustle. Then a 3 ball up by him, good. Trayshawn Shandon for 3, 56-43. The freshman has no fear.
What a series of events. He gets a nice effort rebound and then goes out, clears it, 3-point shot, and nails it.
Londaway up front, guarded by Shandon. Now Schumacher with it, with Willis on him.
Well, smart play by Charleston. They've got Owens on the freshman out there, and he hasn't really been a factor offensively.
Johnson with it. Notre Dame by 13. Stewart, nice left-handed little turnaround. Will Henry Stewart, and it's 56-45. Charleston goes into a little more pressure defense. Henderson with it up top, guarded by Stewart. To Owens. He gets double teamed there and gives it back right back to Henderson.
Well, Henderson needs to do nothing but put the ball on his hip when he didn't have anybody on him.
They kick it out to Clark now. Dohan to check in for the Bulldogs here in just 1 second. Knocked out of bounds, will stay with the Blue Jays. Brett Dohan checks in. Hudson Dennis checks out. And now on offense, when they go on offense, being to see who Katerion Owens guards. Charleston by 11 with 6 minutes to go here in this consolation semifinal. The winner plays Jackson Friday night at 5:30. To Willis. And cross court to Clark. Charleston tried to run some time off, it appears.
Yeah, no need for Charleston to be in a hurry right here.
Clark, nice dish inside to Henderson, up and good.
Everybody was thinking the ball was going to the corner to the 3, and instead it went to Henderson down low.
Absolutely right. Londaway with it up top for Notre Dame. To Johnson inside, and it's going to be a bump on the floor by Henderson. Be out of bounds to the Bulldogs. It'll be his second, team foul number 1 on Charleston. Dohan, Schumacher, inside to Stewart. He goes up, off the glass, no good. Owens with the rebound.
If I'm Charleston, I'm slowing the floor, get it out of Owens' hands and give it to somebody, make them come out and guard.
Shot's no good. Shandon with the rebound, up and rims out, no good. Owens tied up there, doesn't want to pick up a foul here, and they get a jump ball, and it belongs to Notre Dame. Owens a little risky to even get down there and try to get into that jump ball situation.
Yeah, you're up 13. Don't find yourself fouled out right there.
Londaway with it for the Bulldogs.
And they're going to attack Owens anytime he touches the basketball. Get it out of his hands, bring it out top, and make Notre Dame come guard. I think you can stretch the floor maybe right there and not even have to have Owens involved in this.
We're going to keep it right here, I think, and go through some stats maybe and some individual scoring that we haven't had a chance to do much of. Let's see what we've got.
Yeah, looks like right now for Charleston, Zakarian Thomas with 4, Owen Willis with 3, Katarion Owens 15, Deshaun Henderson 6, Tayshawn Clark 19, Trayshawn Shandon 11 points again. He's showing as a freshman he can score at this level very nicely for him there. For Notre Dame, it is Stewart with 6 points, Colton Johnson 21, Dohan with 12, Harden with 3, and looks like Schumacher with 3. Right now, Jim, what I'm saying, Notre Dame's got to figure out here with a man-to-man defense who can score for them, because they have kind of shut down Johnson from getting three-point shots off. Well, if it's got to be Johnson, give him a ball screen somewhere. You got to give him open looks to get a shot off. They're not doing a whole lot of ball screens right now. If not there, you got to kick it low and target Owens. I keep going back to Owens because of 4 fouls. He's such an offensive force. That way you remove a ball handler and an offensive force for them and a rebounder out of the game. I think those are the 2 things you got to do. Ball screens for Johnson or kick it down low and try to make Owens pick up that 5th foul.
Yeah, and Dohan has been very effective inside, so I think you'd like to get it down there and
Stewart as well.
Right. And if either one of those, they shot the ball well, so even if you don't get the foul on Owens, you probably get the basket. So it's a win-win sort of either way. So
yeah, they've only got 18 shots off inside the arc. They're 8 of 18 there, so not the strongest of shooting always there, but they've got to look to get that ball there.
Johnson in the lane, kicks it back out to Londaway.
And look, Johnson come off that, but he's so wide off of his screen, he didn't really have a chance to get a shot off. That's a matchup they want. Clear the floor for him.
Londaway back out to Schumacher. Back to Londaway. Left side 3, up, off the mark, no good. Rebound taken down by Willis.
That was a bad possession there, Notre Dame. When Dohan touched it, get out of the way and let him take his man one-on-one.
Shandon with the basketball. He's going to take it to the basket. He's going to be fouled, and I think we'll shoot 2 here. But and that's one of those probably that Coach Williams would prefer. Shandon is going to take it to the basket as a freshman, and probably you'd like to pull that out, maybe run a little more time off.
Yeah, and unless he hits both free throws here, then you say,
then it was a great call. That's exactly right. And he makes the first one, so Dennis checks back in for Notre Dame, and Stewart checks out. That was his first foul and the first team foul on Notre Dame. 4:23 to go in the ball game. Charleston up by 14, 59-45.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking Stewart coming out right here in place of the freshman, solely because Stewart's just been a little smoother around the basket, and I feel like could probably be involved offensively and get a foul from somebody down low.
Londaway kicks it to Schumacher. They missed Dennis inside, now to Dohan.
And,
He's guarded by Owens.
Dennis had turned the wrong way there.
And a good job of Owens there of just playing solid defense. He gets the rebound then after the miss by Dohan, then kicks it off to Henderson.
Pull it out if you're Henderson. You don't need to be out there that close. There you go.
And then kicks it off to Clark. Clark on the floor. Drives into the lane. Puts his head down, sort of, and the shot is no good. Rebound by Colton Johnson of the Bulldogs. He's quickly up the floor. He's going to take it right at Owens. Up and no good. Off the backboard and taken down by Henderson.
That was really good defense by Owens right there. Hands straight up, and he didn't put his body into the ball handler.
Gets bumped. He goes up for the shot. It's no good, but he'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2, and that's going to go on Schumacher. 59-45, 3.5 to go exactly. That's the third one on Schumacher, the second team foul on Notre Dame. And Katarion Owens, who has 11, I think, on the night already, or 15 on the night, excuse me, has 2 free throws. First one up and no good. I believe he has played every minute of this ballgame.
I believe that is correct. I don't think he's been out one time.
Second, Essner checks back in. Carson Essner checks in for Notre Dame. Second free throw up and good. So 15-point Charleston lead now. Essner throws a pass where there's no one. He thought Colton Johnson was going to be there. Johnson was running the baseline to get to the other side, and it's a turnover on Notre Dame.
A little bit different look here. Full court press by Notre Dame. Try to get a trap.
Willis gets it across the timeline, kicks it off to Henderson inside, up and good. Good job that time by Owen Willis of staying under control and finding the open man. 62-45, Charleston with the lead. Long 3, up and good. Colton Johnson, 24 now for him on the night. And a timeout by Coach Brinkmeyer.
Well, you got to know that kid wants to shoot that three. You can't have him that open that long.
Exactly right. Just a reminder that tonight's game is brought to you by Focus Bank, built on a 93-year foundation of successful community banking. Focus Bank provides an innovative mix of old-fashioned first-name basis customer service with state-of-the-art banking products and services. With 10 locations throughout southeast Missouri and northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank is available to serve you. Focus Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. 3:01 to go. Charleston by 14. What does Notre Dame got to do to have a chance to get really back in it?
Well, keep on feeding the rock to Colton Johnson out. 24 points, they have not attacked the way I'd like to see them attack down low with the big guys with a lot of fouls on them. So you just got to get ball screens and hope Johnson can shoot him back in this thing. Anybody but Terrion Owens really handling the basketball is what you want to do to see if you can get creative turnovers without him getting down to the floor to get a shot off for Charleston. That's the way I'm going to push the ball if I'm Notre Dame in that. You got to find ways, but boy, you're down 14 and 3 minutes left. You got a lot to make up right here.
8 of 12 from the 2-point inside the arc for Notre Dame. 8 of 12 outside the arc for Notre Dame. So 16 of 40 overall. 8 of 20 from the outside the arc is really pretty good. A tip and a steal by Dennis.
Just what I said. Out of Owens' hands right there.
Johnson for three. You said feed it to him. It's short that time, though, but Dohan with the rebound up and good. Brett Dohan with the basket. 12-point game. Notre Dame with the full court press. Charleston, one of their concerns was who's going to handle the ball, I think. They give it to Owens. He's got it. Got to get it across the timeline and does to Henderson. Henderson now with it.
Henderson needs to back that out, and he just picked up his dribble.
Off to Clark. 2:27 to go in the ball game. Charleston by 12. Neither team close to the bonus in fouls, so Clark drives down the lane, stop, and he's going to be fouled there. That'll be his third. That'll be the third team foul, sorry.
I heard the coach from Notre Dame over here saying, get up on the ball. He is wanting them to come out and guard. He knows, do not let them breathe and waste clock. Make them dribble because everybody outside of Owens is not a sure thing with the basketball in their hands.
Tayshawn Clark with 19 points on the night will shoot 2 free throws here. That foul was on Logan Londway, his third, team foul number 3 on the Bulldogs. Free throw up and good by Clark. He's got 20 now. Nice night for the junior. Got the second one. Up and rolls out and in. 64-50, 14-point game. Londway up the floor for Notre Dame quickly. Gets it in the corner to Essner. Puts it on the floor. To Johnson, he drives inside, nothing there. Kicks it back out, jump shot, Dohan, good. Brett Dohan with 16, and it's 64-52. No timeouts left for Notre Dame, by the way. Clark with it, kicks it off to Henderson, good catch, then to Shandon. Up and good. Trayshawn Shandon's got 14 now, and it's 66-52. Under 2 minutes to go. Essner to the basket, up, no good, and we're going to have a blocking foul on Henderson, and that will send Essner to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, is that 4 or 5 on Henderson there?
He didn't have a lot, maybe third, yeah. Third. On him. Thomas has 4. Owens has 4. Yeah, Thomas has 4. Owens has 4, and now Henderson with 3 for Charleston. Charleston's really, they did bring Adrian Rogers in for a minute in the first half, but basically have played with 6 players tonight overall.
What about a matchup coming tomorrow night, New Madrid, Cape Central? That's going to be a fun one.
That should be a really good one. You know, both teams sort of similar in that each team has 2 sort of stars, if you will.
Well, look at Notre Dame getting after it right there.
So, yeah, I think tomorrow night should be that game should be a heck of a matchup.
Yeah, but we talked about it. I like the 2 stars from New Madrid more so than the 2 stars from Cape. I'm favoring New Madrid in that matchup solely because of that. And the way BJ played the other night, he really kept his head in the game, stayed in control, had his team under control. I like his performance the other night, highly impressed. I'm leaning the Eagles in that one unless Cape brings something more than we saw outside of one quarter.
I would absolutely agree with that. We got a timeout by the Blue Jays here. It's Charleston 66, Notre Dame 53. We're going to take a 30-second break. Be back with the conclusion of this one right after that here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community,
We are patriots. serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Back at Sykeston High School, Charleston with a 13-point lead, and Bobby, the shot chart for Notre Dame is about equal 2 and 3-pointers.
Yeah, you know, it's never a good thing, I don't think, when you shoot as many threes as you do twos. They're 10 of 23 inside the arc, 8 of 21 outside it. Now, that's not bad shooting outside the arc, but I don't think they've utilized the post play maybe some as well as they should. But when you do, you got to connect too. You know, you're only 10 of 23 in there, and that's not impressive at all when you're up near the glass. A little better around the glass, but I would like to see them use that a little bit more, and especially when you've got guys in foul trouble. Learn when to attack.
And Charleston, 27 of 40 overall for the night. 21 of 28 inside, 6 of 12 from the three-point line. That's fantastic shooting all the way around.
Yeah, on a team that I have not thought was a fantastic shooting team this season so far.
Right.
By far the best basketball we've seen them play.
Owens with it to Clark for three. Good. Tayshawn Clark, 24 points, 7 of 13 now they are from inside the three-point line, and it's 69-53 Charleston.
Jim, it was an awful idea to shoot that three with where we're at in the game, but he did it, and he made it.
Absolutely. Dennis with it inside. He goes up, blocked there by Owens. Ahead to Clark. He goes up for the layup, up and good. Clark with 26 now, and it's going to be a Charleston victory tonight. They lead 71-53, under a minute to go. Colton Johnson jumper, up and good. He's got 26 as well. He's had a heck of a game for the Bulldogs. Owens breaks through the pressure, gets it to Henderson, kicks it off to Shandon. He's going to take it to the basket. He's going to be fouled, and will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. That foul will go on Colton Johnson, I believe.
You know, Owens has just impressed me tonight, this season, of what the basketball player he's transitioned to. Look, if P.J. Farmer doesn't go to Sykeston and he's still there, a lot of these responsibilities are on P.J. and Owens is under the basket doing what he does. But the way he's had to change his game, mature, and the things he's seen, his court vision, for a guy who usually plays the post, now he's having to look up, get the ball up the court, push the ball up the floor more than he's ever been asked. I got to tell you, I'm so impressed with what he's been able to do with this group of players that none of these kids played at the varsity level last year, really, except Owens.
Right.
Boy, he's done a fantastic job out there on the floor with his teammates.
Absolutely right. Yeah, Henderson got a few minutes in. Clark maybe got a few minutes in, but you're right. These guys did not play any varsity. Owens was the only one because there were 6 seniors on that squad last year, or 6 or 7. So, yeah, you're exactly right. Katarion Owens is doing a very nice job. And this will be Charleston versus Jackson will be an interesting matchup on Friday night.
Yeah, because Charleston will use the inside game still against Jackson. I don't know how much Jackson will try to use theirs against Charleston. I don't know how much Charleston can play man-to-man there because Jackson's a little deeper, and they're going to make them run a whole lot on the floor. That'll be an interesting matchup the way that goes. Both teams will want to shoot outside. I can't imagine Charleston's going to be able to shoot as an effectively Friday night as they have tonight because they've just been unbelievable. Boy, that's going to be a really intriguing matchup there. One you'll possibly see again at the Christmas tournament as well as they're in Cape Girardeau for that.
That's very true. Ahead quickly to Johnson, up and rims out, no good. Out of bounds with 8.4 seconds to go back to Notre Dame. Boswell quickly up the floor for Notre Dame. Jump shot up and off the mark, no good. Rebound loose. Turnaround jumper at the buzzer, no good. So our final is Charleston 71, Notre Dame 55, and Charleston advances on to the consolation, the 5th place game on Friday night at 5:30.
In the scorebooks right now for the Eagles, they were 30 of 44 shooting the basketball for 68% in the game. They had Gavorion Johnson 2 points, 14 for Tristan Shandon, 4 points for Zacharion Thomas, 3 points for Owen Wilson, 16 in the game for Katarion Owens, 7 of 8 shooting. He wound up in that one. Also 8 rebounds for him. 8 points for Deshaun Henderson, 26 points on the night. Tayshawn Clark on 10 of 15 shooting. 6 of 9 inside the arc, 4 of 6 beyond the arc, Jim. What a night for Tayshawn Clark,
Absolutely.
the And that rounded out their scoring. They were 74% inside the arc, 23 of 31, 7 of 13 beyond it for 54%. Only 6 of 14 from the free throw line. That's an area of concern when you go play a Jackson team who should be pretty good free throw shooters if they get themselves to the line.
Yep.
19 total rebounds in the game for the Blue Jays. On the other side of the scoreboard for Notre Dame, it was in the game Will Henry Stewart, 6 points. Colton Johnson, 26 points on 8 of 20 shooting. He was 6 of 12 from deep. What a night he had. 4-4 from the free throw line. Brett Dohan, that is, 16 points on 7 of 10 shooting, all inside the arc. 2 of 2 from the line with 7 rebounds. He led the Bulldogs in that department. 3 points in the game, Brody Harden. 1 point in the game for Carson Esner. 3 points in the game, Trenton Schumacher, and that rounds them up. 19 of 47 from the floor, 40% shooting. 11 of 25 inside the arc for 44%, and 8 of 22 for 36% beyond the arc. Not a bad night beyond the arc, but, they just got beat by a very, very hot shooting team of Charleston tonight. They'll move on Friday night. They'll play Jackson. That is our first game, I do believe, starting at 5:30 as they have that one. So we'll get to see Charleston again and Jackson, both of those teams, on Friday night.
Tomorrow night we'll have the championship semifinals, Cape Central and Poplar Bluff in Game 1, and then New Madrid County and Charleston in Game 2. We're done from the broadcast booth, but stay with us. We're going to turn it over here after a 30-second break to Joe Northern and some post-game and hopefully an interview with Coach Jamarcus Williams. You're watching the SEMO Conference Tournament on the Aycorp Sports.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world-famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
We welcome you back to the field house with the head coach of the Blue Jays of Charleston, Jamarcus Williams. We were talking before we came on the air, a flat second half for you guys, but you guys really kicked it up in half number 2. What kind of turned the momentum on in favor for half number 2?
Yeah, we, like I said, I felt we came out flat first half, and from my experience, one way to combat a team that's flat is to make a move more. So we wanted to play a little bit more aggressive defense. So we switched to a man-to-man, and you're forced to use more energy, and that kind of fixed our flat problem.
And you talk about kind of fixing the flat problem. More so that we've noticed is that this is a team you faced off against literally a week ago. Does that really kind of play into any changes in the game plan versus the first time?
No, it didn't. But I knew that they would be more prepared for what we did the first time. So I had a feeling that it wouldn't work as well, and it didn't. First half they were able to get open shots against our defense, and we had to do something different that we did not do as much the first time we played them.
Fantastic performance tonight from 2 of your star players, Katarion Owens and Clark. Just talk about kind of what they contribute to your team and really making them the guys more than not.
They're just basketball players, man. They play quite often. They play during the off season, AAU ball. And they understand what we want to do. They understand, during timeouts, what the message I'm trying to convey to the rest of the team. So they're fantastic leaders. They play well together, and I'm glad to have them in a blue uniform tonight.
Hey, definitely not a bad thing. We knew a team in blue and white was going to win. Happened to be you guys here this evening. Yeah. Looking forward to, for Friday night, a really good Jackson team that has a little height advantage and also some good competition on post. What's the first signs that you're looking at taking on the Indians on Friday?
We're gonna have to rebound really, really well. Make them take long shots. That's always our goal. Keep the ball away from the bucket, and limit them to one shot, if a shot per possession. So that is the main focus right now after watching them play tonight.
Well, congrats on the W tonight. We'll see you on Friday.
Thank you.
That is the coach, Jamarcus Williams. We'll be back with our 3 stars and to wrap it up in a moment.
Missouri State Senator Jason Bean, representing Butler, Carter, Dunklin, Mississippi, New Madrid, Oregon, Pemiscot, Ripley, Stoddard, and Wayne counties, would like to wish all the Southeast Missouri basketball programs in the 25th District a safe and successful season. Bagby Wealth Management in Dexter, Missouri is helping you with all your retirement planning, 401k rollovers, and financial planning. Contact them or visit them today. Bagby Wealth Management. Your path starts here.
Welcome you back to the Fieldhouse and the Nutrient Ag post-game report. Joe Northern with you, breaking down some of the final numbers between Charleston and Notre Dame. Again, second time that these two teams have met in a week. Second time Charleston gets the W at the final score, 73-55. Charleston shooting 30 for 44 from the field. Notre Dame going 19 for 47. So the shooting precision, as Coach Williams is saying, was very on point tonight and led by, again, some of his star players. And Tayshawn Clark, 26 points. Katerion Owens picking up 16 of them as well. And Trayshawn Shandon picking up 14 points on the board. So Charleston, with three big scorers in the evening, really find a way to drive quickly, make those adjustments as we saw from half number one to half number two, especially having an explosive big charge coming up in the fourth quarter, or the beginning of the fourth quarter, rather, against Notre Dame. Meanwhile, for the Bulldogs, their tournament run here at the Fieldhouse comes to an end, but they are led by Colton Johnson tonight, 26 points. Brett Dohan not too far behind with 16 for the Notre Dame Bulldogs this evening. And it is time for my three stars of the night. My third star does indeed go to Colton Johnson, despite in the loss, 26 points. Very difficult and understated to say how good this player is going to be this season. A force to look out for in conference play, and even coming up in the Southeast Missourian tournament coming up in late December. My second star of the night, Cole Deck, really doing a great job stepping up for the Jackson Indians in the win tonight over Kennett in the earlier game this evening. Deck with 19 points on the night for the Indians. And then my first star of the evening, it does have to go to Tayshawn Clark again. 26 points tonight for the Blue Jays. And again, showing that, as Coach Jamarcus Williams just said, he's a ball player. These guys definitely know how to ball and just continue to live and breathe basketball, and have done a great job doing that and stepping up for a Charleston team that could very well make some noise and already is making noise in the SEMO basketball scene. They will take on Jackson coming up on Friday evening. That'll be the 5:30 game, is in the Consolation Championship. We still have to figure out who's playing in the 8:30 and 7 o'clock games on Friday, and that is where we let you know that coming up tomorrow night, we'll have a semifinal doubleheader for you as top-ranked Sykeston takes on Brendan Durden and the Popper Bluff Mules. That'll be our 6 o'clock game here at the Fieldhouse, as we are turning down the lights and really setting the mood for tomorrow's night's action, as it'll be Cape Central and Notre Dame, a fantastic rematch of the semifinals on last year, which ended as a buzzer beater shot for Cape Central. But can New Madrid County find their way back to the final? We'll have that for you coming up at 7:30 tomorrow night. Turn out the lights. The party is over. For Jim Riker, Bobby Alford, our executive producer, Phil Britt, our directors, Andrew Moore, Josh I, and Tori Peterson. Of course, Tyler Lassiter on graphics. All the camera folks, Joe Northern saying good night. We'll see you tomorrow.